Hello again, everybody. It's me, Madame Macabre. I hope you can hear me all right. Let me see. I know my microphone's always quiet, so I need to try and actually just project louder. I hope this is working. I always have those boomer tendencies to screw this up. I'm assuming that this is working. Oh, Drunkle, I see you in there already rallying the troops. Here we go. Okay, hello everyone. So once again with me today, we're going to be doing the final installment of the Wolfbeard saga. Wolfbeard Part 4, aka the Siren of the Lake. And once again, since y'all loved the torment so much last time, I have Taki once again, who's going to be reprising the role of Wolfbeard.
Hello.
God, it starts already. I've also got some of my other buddies in here with me. We've got Drunkle, Oni, and do you want to be called, I keep asking every time, do you want to be called Yoshi or Arvo to the internet?
Go ahead and call me Yoshi. Everyone does.
Okay, so we got
It's already
Yoshi,
a nickname,
Oni.
so it works.
Okay. Yoshi, Oni, and Drunkle here, along with Taki, who's going to be doling out the heaviest cringe dosage tonight.
I feel called out.
And then I see someone asking, what is Wolfbeard? If you don't know what Wolfbeard is, it is, a couple of years ago, I did a Reddit retelling of my worst neckbeard encounter, which lasted a couple years because he was unfortunately engaged to one of my friends, and it just went from bad to worse, crazy. He believes he's a werewolf, all this good stuff. We've been the last couple streams covering this, and tonight we're going to be covering the last one. Once we are done with this, we might actually be able to move on from the blight on humanity that is Wolfbeard.
I'll drink to that.
Only.
I'll drink to that.
No.
I've got.
I believe 3 years ago you said you wanted to do the Harry Potter My Immortal thing.
Oh my god, okay, that
Oh,
would be
no.
fun. That would be fun. Everybody picks a role and we all read my order.
Oh,
That idea
God.
will never be killed.
I would have to drink that time though. Oh my god. It was
I wanna be
Snap and he
Voldemort.
was masticating.
All right, let's do it. I'm in. Just let me restock. Drunkle, I need a care package.
Inbound ETA 5 minutes.
Okay, guys.
I knew I could rely on you.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch the view to so we can see everybody who's here. To keep in track, I am the Michael Myers with the googly eyes. Don't ask questions. I make choices. The raccoon is Oni. You got Drunkle Bacchus, which, you know, self-explanatory. You got the anime Greek god thing going on.
I mean, it's pretty dope.
Then we got Taki with the purple top hat. And then we've got my roommate, one of my best friends, Emma, who is All Might's butt. It's been that way for like a year.
A lot longer than a
Nothing
year.
drop a B.
And then is that Shane in your icon, Yoshi?
Yes.
Okay, so the one with the lich is Yoshi.
What?
Best
He's
goddess
my
ever.
spiritual spirit. He's my spirit animal. I gotta have him on the line.
Okay, guys.
You gotta show off that stupid sexy skeleton.
Stupid sexy skeleton. He'd be the one that would like try and get a hitchhiker by like putting his leg out, and it would just be a femur.
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
I'd
Why
pull
isn't this
over.
working?
Oh, it would
It's
work
canon
on me
now.
for sure.
I'd be like, hold on, guys, we're doing a U-turn.
Rattle them bones, skeleton man.
Got a skeet skirt for that booty. Or
Thanks
booty
for the
bone.
ride.
Okay.
Give me that pelvis.
Rattle them bones.
Oh my god. It's already a lot. We haven't even started Wolfbeard. Okay, so, part
3
4
hours, here we go.
Part 4 is, I think, also the longest part. So, we gotta buckle in. Please keep all arms and legs inside the vehicle at all time. If you feel the need to hurl, please use the bag underneath your seat. Do not throw up on your neighbor.
They were all my plans.
No promises.
I'll hear the madam. Have your buns. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Okay.
God save the stream.
So,
There is no God.
not in this dark place we venture.
What do you mean? We have Cicero. He will save us.
Clowns. What is it, clown father? Okay.
Great and almighty clown daddy.
Some
Pray to
people
the
are
sky,
asking for a
T-pose.
Discord link.
Happy Force, just think of Danny DeVito. Think of Danny DeVito. It'll all be good.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Whew. All right. Hello, chat. Let's take a look. Someone already threw up in your bag. What do I do? It's too early for this.
Embrace it. It's only gonna go downhill from here.
Dude,
It's never
condensed
too
for
early for
upping.
chaos.
The Discord link. Good suggestion. Sorry if I say this wrong. Is that Sumugi Shirogane? Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, let me grab via the Discord link, because for those of you who have not joined the Discord, we do have one that I basically, to keep it from getting flooded, we only release the link during active streams to make it a little bit easier to like keep track of who all is coming in and like not inundating the stream with a tidal wave of people. Let me see. I just have to make a new invite. Alright. We're going to do generate new link. Perfect.
Gotta
Alright,
keep
guys.
track of all the fresh meat. I mean, recruits. Recruits.
Yeah, that word. That's the word we should be using for this.
There we go. Got the new Discord link. That's good for 1 hour. I might post another one at the end of the stream. See how we're gonna do.
I mean, the last one took 3 hours. This one's longer, so it's gonna take 4 hours, right?
Well, no, the other one was particularly long because we did 2 parts. So this is the longest part, single part, but we're not doing 2 because it's the last part, so it shouldn't go as long this time, mercifully. Okay.
We shall see.
I was
You,
gonna say,
John Cena.
we'll see if that happens.
And that's till
Are
the
you sure
reboot
about that?
happens.
Okay. Let's go. I gotta... Okay. Got my story raised. Oh. I don't wanna. Here we go. I don't like it. Okay.
We're here. We're here to support, I think.
Wolfbeard.
I'm
I
not
might-
here for support.
I might be
Thank
too
you, All
drunk.
Might's butt. I appreciate the emotional support, Clench.
You're
Ha,
welcome.
you need support.
Alright. Part 4. The Siren of the Lake. Let me get a little closer to my microphone. Okay, picking up where we left off. Some time passed, and due to more discomfort than ever, I didn't go anywhere near Miss Piggy's place to avoid interacting with the relentless Beard. It was a particularly beautiful summer, and I was out enjoying time with Valor, Doe, and Lilith. We bought some river lounging tubes and loaded it into our cars and would drive out to various lakes and rivers for the day. It was shaping up to be just the summer I needed to deal with what I knew would be a particularly hellish fall quarter, given that I was about to start my major capstone project. Oh, I remember that, getting university war flashbacks. However, little did I know, darker plans were being orchestrated behind my back at the hands of our golf hat donning puppet master. You see, despite the bad foot he had gotten off onto with Lilith from our first meeting, he had somehow managed to worm his way back in, much like he had with me upon an initial apology. Also, that screech was, Apollo, do you have to scream every time you try and play with Artemis? It scares me. He screams.
Oh no.
Yeah.
War cry.
Like, literally, he screams, and he does it at me sometimes. He comes running out and shrieks.
I wonder if I should feel bad because I also had got off on a real bad foot with Lilith from the start.
I feel like most people do.
We all did. Like, we had to give her a chance, man.
Both Doe and Valor were afraid of her.
Like, very much so. Like, I did not want to be left alone with her at first. Like, I was scared.
Yeah, but I don't think, like, every single thing you said pissed her off like it
Just
did.
existing. How? You got a lot of nerve being alive.
It's like, hey, how's everyone doing it? That would piss her off.
Kiss my boot. No.
I'm not gonna cut the knee.
boy.
I'm not that kind of bender. The knee benders were the worst kind of benders. That's why they were never mentioned in that series.
Okay.
Oh boy.
They just agree to everything.
Okay. Where? Yes. Wait.
About halfway through.
Yes.
Once
Right,
again,
once again, Miss Piggy had handed over the phone number, or at least that's what Wolfbeard had told Lilith, which only made her dislike Miss Piggy grow. He admitted later that he had gone through her phone and read her message history with me, and saw the number for Lilith there when I was initially setting up our meetup weeks back. Lilith naturally started on the offensive, but after his countless apologies and a lengthy handcrafted tragic backstory, she softened towards him. He was real good at making tragic stories. Just like, remember him beaching himself in the mud puddle? I'm stuck in a clay flat. I'm gonna die.
Oh my god. Well, the whale's on land. Nothing to do but let it go.
Ugh. Okay. She softened towards him. See, she wanted to try to help him fix himself. She really wanted to see the better in him, though I don't think there's much that could be saved in him. I don't know, that many red flags. Okay. But, he basically told Lilith of his abusive upbringing and neglectful parents, which was complete baloney. These are the same parents who doted on him. Like, sorry, I just reading the story again like Augustus Gloop. When you forget your own writing. Sorry, with gifts and affection. He was their little Augustus Gloop. Oh, mommy's so proud of you. Do you want a snacky? Like, he was so baby.
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
I was abused and I was beaten and neglected. Like, dude, they like, you work for your dad and you're like, I want to go harass this lady. Can I get off of work early? And he's, sure, son, have fun.
God, that was so easy for him.
Oh my god.
Good Lord.
Dark Raven says you can't fix anyone. Redirect them to a therapist. Excellent advice. But younger versions of ourselves still had to learn that lesson. Okay. But yeah, no, he crafted this really boo-hoo sad, I'm so abused backstory that was complete baloney. Anyway, the news of his tragic upbringing truly was news to anyone who knew him. However, that was just the ticket to, like, worming his way into Lilith's good graces, because, a broken and abused sad man. Oh my goodness, let me take you under my wing. I mean, you won't fit under there, but I'll try.
Someone's asking about song commissions?
Song commissions? Oh, thank you for pointing that out.
Out of curiosity, any word on song commission? Frostfire Dragoness 94.
Oh, I must have missed that. I do plan on opening oh, there it is. Thank you. I do plan on opening song commissions, honestly. I've been working on my craft at songwriting for enough years now that I finally feel confident enough to take commissions. Let me, write an actual post up, and I'll put it on my Twitter and maybe on my YouTube community page.
Hey, I like some music. I could use a theme tune.
You need a theme tune?
It would probably be good for my Twitch thing, for my intro.
Yeah.
It would.
Because I use Emma's one song she wrote for my
Which
outro.
I appreciate.
I was like, well, this song was kind of made for me because I kept on bugging her about it.
Make a song! Oh, hi, Artemis.
You know, that would actually explain why that's the second popular song I got.
I play it
I
like
didn't-
every stream.
That explains it.
So, Alora says, wow, his parents spoiled him and doted on him, and how does he repay them? By throwing them under the bus in an attempt to get a pity date out of an uninterested woman. That was his MO, man!
Yep.
This is a neckbeard. It's a neckbeard, it's not the neckbeard on the Discord.
Oh. This is not a neckbeard on the Discord. This was someone, unfortunately, I knew in real life. Create a Ballad of Wolfbeard song? I mean, that could be a fun thing when I hit, a creative roadblock. That might actually be kind of fun. Good suggestion, the clan.
I like it, and I hate it.
I both hate and love the
Right?
suggestion at the same time.
Interesting twist.
Dark Raven says, barring the fact I consider spoiling your child rotten is abuse. I can see how going overboard and over-spoiling them also does harm your kid because, they're gonna be helpless as an adult. So, fair point. But, to be given everything you could ever want for, be doted on as mommy's precious little prince, and then the second you see a lady who's uninterested in you, but you know she's got a soft spot for, broken people, and go, I was so abused, my parents hate me, never gave me a thing. Mom's just standing over there, really? I made these cookies for you, and you spit in my face.
You know, knowing those two people, who do you think avoided the bullet the most? Those two.
I can't tell, that's the sad thing.
It's like some sort of battle or something.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. Now I'm okay. Where was it? Yeah. So, despite being brought up, despite being brought up in an abusive home, Wolfbeard also brought out the big guns. This is the single declaration and accusation that sent shockwaves rippling through our friend group over the next year. Wolfbeard had confessed to Lilith that he had apparently been in love with me from the moment he had first laid eyes on me, and that he didn't actually want to marry Miss Piggy at all. He claimed that he was trapped in an unhealthy relationship with her, and that she just wouldn't let him leave.
Scandalous.
Can't just lose that guy. He's A-class. He's a Chad, right? He's alpha.
Oh no. A one wolf pack has every alpha that you could ever ask for, I
Why
suppose.
did I have to live in a real-life soap opera? I'm so pissed about it.
Gotta always be alpha, right?
Evidently.
Oh, Lord.
Now, to be fair and truthful, he was not entirely dishonest in this regard. As I would later learn, Wolfbeard and Miss Piggy were indeed in a very unhealthy relationship, and she did have her claws sunken into him. To be blatantly honest, I was disgusted and mortified by some of the things I learned that Miss Piggy had been doing, but that aside, Wolfbeard wasn't the sole victim. They were mutually abusive and equally selfish with one another. I suppose I can fully enlighten you on that madness when I give Miss Piggy her own feature story. But for the sake of this current one, that's more than enough to go on. So basically, what they had with each other, there was no one single victim. They were both garbage to each other. They were both toxic.
Absolutely.
He made it seem like it was just her that was awful, and she made it seem like it was just him that... She didn't even, like, really blame him so much as she just wanted to be back with him. But she just was a glutton for punishment. Like, they were a really bad pair. Even their parents didn't want them together, but what do they know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was...
I could say something, but then it get demonetized.
Please refrain.
Demonetized.
But, yeah, I don't know, but basically if you ever find yourself in a relationship where if any of this sounds familiar, that's not healthy. This is not what you want. This is not the mark of a good relationship.
No.
Now, that was the tipping point for Lilith. Because Lilith had this major hate boner from Miss Piggy from the get-go. She didn't like her. So that just gave her all the more reasons to basically, like, throw any bit of Wolfbeard's portion of the blame right out the window and put it all on Miss Piggy. And Wolfbeard just loved that because he had someone completely taking his side, not asking questions at that point. So she just straight up went from disliking her to, like, hating her existence. Wolfbeard's fusion of made-up abuse and strands of truth with Miss Piggy mirrored just the right amount of Lilith's own past stuff she had to go through that she immediately became protective of Wolfbeard. Seeing him like a wounded and broken little brother that she needed to help save. Obviously, she didn't want to date him because he was disgusting, but she was going to find a way to make someone else have to date him. Spoiler.
Oh, no.
She won't take one for the team, but, you know, she feels so bad for him that, like, oh, I'm gonna help you. I won't do it, though.
She'll hand him off to the team.
Right?
She's not,
I'm
not
so...
that much into charity work.
Right? Like, oh, I'll help you, but, you can be somebody else in this case.
Oh, man, I want you to get all this work.
But, I suspect that the scenario was only possible in the first place since Wolfbeard had backed off quite a bit, having learned that Lilith at the time had a boyfriend. Otherwise, that's never stopped her before. Okay, but otherwise, it's quite likely he would have shifted.
Don't trigger me. This is funny when I'm laughing at you.
You make me wheeze like that cartoon dog. Now I lost my place again.
Oh no.
Ooh, okay. Otherwise, it's quite likely he would have shifted his sights from me to her. And funny how he was willing to respect the fact that she said she was in a relationship, but when he was in one himself, it didn't matter because he didn't like it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. But as I had the gravest of misfortunes, being one of the only single ladies in our friend group that didn't... Del was also a single lady, aka Emma, but I think you made it pretty clear that you would have ripped his balls off. So.
I basically ignored anything and everything he ever mentioned. And just kind of bulldozed my way through ignoring. You know what I mean?
Probably the smartest of all actions.
She's always ignoring him because she had no interest? Wait, now I feel called out again. She's always ignoring me.
Hey,
We kept saying this part was perfect for you, Taki.
this is just
Hey.
like the D&D group. I had to be sad and alone in that world too.
I don't completely ignore you. I'm ignoring life right now. You got a shot, bro.
I mean, I only had to tell you my real name like 5 times till it sunk in.
That is very true. I am a little bit stupid.
Help me, I'm stupid.
Help me, I'm stupid.
I got bad
Yep.
brain.
This isn't my time to talk about my sadness. It's time to trigger.
Why we're all
Let 'em.
drinking? Let's do it.
You're here to upset everyone else.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Suddenly, when I had plans to go and do something with just Lilith, Wolfbeard would magically be there too. He'd learn that Lilith and I had plans, and then lay on my depression. Oh, do you want to do this line? There's a line right there.
My depression is acting up, and I'm scared to be alone.
Thank you.
Oh.
And then Lilith would offer the invitation to join. I'm not gonna lie, this period of time started to cause some issues in my friendship with Lilith. By the time the Wolfbeard saga had concluded, our friendship would have just barely made it through one of the biggest trials of our lives. For this, I vowed never to forgive him. The promise Wolfbeard had made to cut back on the creepiness had all but gone out the window after he felt that he had successfully befriended Lilith. Mind you, he was pretty good at restraining himself in her presence, but the second she turned her back or left the area to fetch something, he was worse than ever. Making gross, suggestive comments about me and my body, trying to touch my shoulders, arms, or even grabbing locks of my hair. I hated that. Oh, I hated that.
Jeez.
Like, don't, just keep your ham hands away from my hair. Don't. Just, I don't want it.
He'd have lost a hand if you tried that, man. I swear to God.
You know, this story's pretty good if I feel like I'm a creepy dude, everyone. Like, nope, I could go way worse.
Talking. This isn't supposed to be a comparison story.
Are you
this isn't
really
like a
creepy?
bench
Are you
line.
really creepy if you're not, like, putting your soggy, moist fingers grabbing handfuls of her hair without her permission?
Apparently, there is worse ways to go for a guy.
It's
Like,
It's not-
I've been proud
not
that I
a
haven't
question.
heckled women or made cat calling noises or stuff.
Also for
Apparently
the
could
chat,
be worse.
also for the chat, for those of you who have, like, the depression and anxiety thing, this is not ripping on you at all. I'm pissed because I actually have been clinically diagnosed with both of those. They're not an excuse to be disgusting to other people. Like, he was straight up using it as an excuse. If you actually have those, this is not at all against you. This is just somebody that was... It will be revealed later on. But just so you don't feel bad, like, most of the time when people actually reach out for support, they're being genuine. The problem is Wolfbeard knew how to manipulate the situation. This is a special case rather than a sweeping statement.
Yeah.
And we're proud of you if you got yourselves diagnosed, by the way.
Yeah, that's the first step to being able to take back your life from those things.
Yep. It is
Hello.
good to actually speak with therapists and stuff, because I know there's, like, the weird stigma, but honestly, even if you don't have something, talking to a therapist, even without, like, being diagnosed with anything, is honestly so helpful. Everyone should do it. Being able to have somebody you can vent to who is completely unbiased.
Yeah.
Mental health
Yep.
on everybody would be better.
Venting is wrong because that means you're the imposter, so don't do it.
Voted off the ship.
Ugh, I spy with my little eye.
We got a
Little
venter
liar.
over here.
It wasn't me. I was in electronics. It wasn't me. I was in electronics.
I don't know, guys. Stuff's just
Location?
getting so hard. I'm so sad. That sounds pretty fucking sus. Badness, please suspect, my dude.
This person's talking about their feelings too much. They're venting. Emergency meeting.
All right.
Bam.
So, he was grabbing my hair, all nasty like. I told Lilith about it, and then this irritates me to this day because instead of believing me at my word, she would turn around and ask Wolfbeard about it. Like, why would he own up to being creepy? But he'd put on his boo-hoo. Oh wait, put on his
Sorry. I was looking for my food.
We're a very
let's-
professional outfit here, as y'all can see.
Boo-hoo. I'm so pathetic. I don't know how to socialize because my abusive parents.
and nothing would ever come of it. As a result, I started getting quite cold and snappy with him. He had crossed the line, and I was done being nice.
When you stop being nice and start getting real.
That's the okay. I've put up with this for long enough. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna hurt his feelings. You better say something because I'm gonna hurt his feelings. But he must have finally sensed my disgust with him, as one evening when the three of us had met up for lunch, he pulled a power move with me. He thought it would be a good idea to first make his heartfelt confession of love to me, and then attempt to throw my still friend at the time, Miss Piggy, under the bus. He informed me of his toxic situation and how he was planning on officially leaving her so he could properly ask me out. He thought it was very romantic, not horrifying, apparently.
I love you and I hate that bitch.
Oh no.
Oh, I need to boil a lot of water to get rid of that feeling.
This is not okay.
Throw some ginger in it.
Can we smudge Discord calls? Is that possible?
light up some sage?
I
There's some
think
bad vibes, man. Get it out of here. It was too much for me. I probably shortened my lifespan tapping into unholy forces for strength to restrain myself. Rather than saying everything I desperately had been wanting to for months by this point, I kept it concise and in the presence of our now mutual friend. I thank you for telling me this, Wolfbeard, but I just don't feel the same about you and never will. I met you as my oldest friend's fiancé. Can never undo that first impression. Plus, the way you've been flirting with me relentlessly all while still engaged with her has been a major turnoff. I felt my voice begin to rise and nearly unleashed the gates of hell on him. But Lilith's pleading eyes caught my attention, so I swallowed the rage and turned on my heel, preferring to excuse myself rather than cause more of a scene. When I reached my car, I got a text from Lilith. She thanked me for not going full Hulk smash on him, as he was in a fragile state, and said that she would stay behind with him and try and convince him to let his feelings for me go since I had turned him down, and the continued tension would make things uncomfortable for everyone. Deciding to take advantage of my now freed up day, I called Miss Piggy. After everything Wolfbeard had just said about her, I wanted to hear her side of the story. She fortunately had a short day at work and was on her way back to the apartment and said I could meet her there. The drive was short and I was there in minutes. Despite the insensitivity of it, I wasted no time in telling her everything that Wolfbeard had confessed, his love for me included. Sadness washed over her face. With a resigned sigh, she finally began to explain her end of things to me. She had known about his feelings for me for a while. She had hoped that since I was repulsed by him, he would eventually give up and shift his focus back to her. But it hadn't, and he had only become more and more obsessed with me. Recently, they had gotten into a fight because Wolfbeard had told Miss Piggy that he wanted to break up so he could pursue me. Miss Piggy refused to let him go. In desperation, she held things over his head. Since she was the primary signer on the lease, if he left her, she would keep the apartment. Filthy of a dump as it was, that was their home. This shouldn't have meant anything to Wolfbeard, as his crazy rich parents had a massive house that they would have welcomed him back into with open arms. But Wolfbeard was proud, and it had been a battle to convince them to let him move out in the first place, despite being a grown-ass adult already. And the idea of telling his parents that he was coming back home because it hadn't worked out was too shameful for him, especially since he had put so much time into convincing Lilith that they were abusive monsters he had finally freed himself from. Because see, when you spin a web of lies, it'll catch up to you. You can't just go home, because if you go home, how are you going to keep telling Lilith that you're abused?
Right.
Like, oh no, I can't go home. When I left, they told me I could never return. By the way, they welcomed me back and gave me my old room back.
This web of lies.
Rent-free.
Lies upon lies.
Whew. So, out of stubbornness and pride... Oh, thanks for subscribing! So, out of stubbornness and pride, he stayed. And out of comfort and convenience, he didn't go through with the breakup. Thank you to another subscriber, hey!
No, hey.
That being said, however, things were not good between them. She had started picking up this game of playing that she was some kind of clairvoyant. Oh, another subscriber, thanks. Yeah, that's right. She was a clairvoyant.
Oh, no.
She had visions. Very psychic.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, stinky. Oh, right.
They played a lot of games.
They did. They had very robust imaginations.
That's one way
So-
of putting it.
She started picking up this game of playing that she was some kind of clairvoyant with future-telling dreams, which apparently clashed with his werewolf game, so the tension grew. Especially when she had prophetic dreams of them being married with children, and me having met a man in Europe with whom I eloped. Crap, I forgot she told me that. Alright, where's my European man? I'm ready to elope. Alright.
Oh, Nate?
Don't look at me. Apparently, you're already sharing me. I don't know how that situation's gonna work.
No, that can't work because you're baby.
Oh.
Oh,
Poor
snap.
baby Emily.
I'm gonna get a share by 4+ people somehow. I don't know how that's working.
Stop
Chat,
shouting,
support
it's not
hostage
good for the baby. What baby? Me, I'm baby.
Chad, baby.
They don't give baby some scotch. Or rum.
That baby is a Chad.
Whatever makes you grow.
Put more of that scotch in his bottle.
A growing lad needs 2 pints of Guinness a day.
You can be the baby with the deeper voice than Peanut Butter Baby. Bah.
Oh, that'd be great. Do it.
Greetings from Germany, hey!
I'm just gonna get a flood of guys from Europe now, just so you know that.
And I fooled you. That little raccoon, that's actually a photo. He's a raccoon.
Dun,
They give
dun,
me
dun.
switchblade and scotch, what every growing baby needs.
How dare you throw my reality on its head?
So, as horrifying as it is to picture, despite this clearly toxic relationship and his growing dislike of Miss Piggy, Wolfbeard still used her for, physical intimacy during this time. Sorry for that mental image. That won't go away. The epiphany was mind-numbingly sickening, but suddenly, a recent change in Miss Piggy all made sense. Over the last month, she had begun attempting to change her wardrobe to resemble mine as much as she could. She started wearing darker colors, dyed her hair the same color, because I had mine dyed like a dark shade of auburn at the time. She dyed her hair a dark shade of auburn. She even started wearing glasses. She had never worn glasses. She got glasses in the exact same frames as me. And, like, if she had naturally just enjoyed the alternative aesthetic, it would have been fine. But she never liked the alternative aesthetic. She liked very like whimsical, bright colors, fantasy. Like that was always her thing. So it was really weird to see her make that shift because she didn't even like that stuff. So it didn't make sense at the time. It really didn't.
Part of the master plan.
Sorry, Laura in the chat. Disgusting! So, at the time, I assumed that she was just shifting interests and maybe wanted to adopt a look similar to mine out of growing closeness with me. Because that has happened before, where, like, you reconnect with an old friend, they introduce you to things that you hadn't really thought about before, and then you really actually like it, and then you start going in that direction, too. That does happen. It was just weird, because despite changing her entire aesthetic, her personality didn't change, and her interest didn't change at all. It was just a little bit strange, because it's, like, disjointed, because usually you have your own... What you're into kind of dictates how you express yourself, but when you express yourself in a completely different way and then have clothes that go completely out of left field, it's strange. I'm sure stranger things have happened. It was just strange for me to notice.
She was unwilling to commit.
But of course, it could never. But of course, it could never have been something so childishly innocent. No. Miss Piggy had been attempting to appear as some Twilight Zone version of myself because it was the only way she could get Wolfbeard to touch her anymore.
Oh my god. This is why we drink.
She
Fairy water.
And she just plain up told you that they're like,
She did
oh,
tell
we're
me
role
this.
playing.
She did tell
We're
me
role
this,
playing
and
it's you and whatnot.
That's how I knew that was like literally not her interest shifting. She just straight up told me that she had to dress like me in order to get him to have any interest in her. She just straight up came out with that. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this information?
Put it in the recycling bin immediately.
Oh
You're
god.
supposed to be flattered, you monster.
I'm going past the beard. Everything else.
You didn't say that in the right voice, Taki.
You're supposed to be flattered, you monster.
Yeah, that voice. That one.
I felt that one was a little better because I had food in my mouth while I was doing it.
Have you considered adding, hey ladies, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Add the retainer lisp.
And
I don't know
Don't forget
how I
that-
learned I was
Oh.
good at doing that one, but I love upsetting my friends at conventions. Hey, pretty lady, can I have a photo with you?
What you should be
None.
adding is the oh.
oh no.
Aww.
Every other word. I swear to
I
God.
should have got all these notes at the beginning. Also, the last check didn't clear, so we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, what? Yeah, how much are you paying us to make us listen to you do this voice, Taki?
Yeah,
You mean it's our privilege?
Yeah, I
Somebody's
gotta
gotta cover
be.
my therapy bills.
With this voice, I have to be alpha. You listen here, baby.
What in Sam Hill have I come back to?
That
Tell.
welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
I was promised Lil Nas X would be down here, and I ain't seeing no cute guy in high heels. So
Dang
what the
it.
fuck?
They lied to us.
I was promised an open bar. Where is that? I need it.
Okay, yes, even though Miss Piggy knew all of this, as well as my discomfort towards Wolfbeard, she still would constantly invite me over to their apartment because she believed it was appeasing him and would make him stay. After all, if they broke up and she was his only connection to me, once she was gone, I would be out of his life as well. And if
Oh
you
my
hadn't guessed it
gosh.
by now, the magic sixth sense telling Wolfbeard whenever I was somewhere with Miss Piggy in town for him to miraculously show up and join us had been Miss Piggy all along. So basically, the reason every time I would be out there with her, he would magically appear is because she had actually been texting him where we were.
Oh my god.
Snitch.
Yeah.
You were like bait.
Snitches
I
get
know, I
stitches.
hate every second of it.
It just keeps getting worse. You think it? We ain't even bad. We ain't even the worst part yet.
Oh God.
We
no.
can only do it after he sees you, so I have like a projector slide and everything.
The
No.
Piggy, the Prey, and the Wolfbeard.
And she was self-proclaimed ace.
Yeah, that was always the weirdest thing to me, because it's like when she came out to us as ace, we're like, thanks for I'm glad you feel like comfortable with us, congratulations. But then like she would actively seek intimate stuff with him, and it's like, hey Miss Piggy, do you know what being ace means?
Not
Right? And
everything you're doing.
I mean,
remember when she wore that lingerie as a top?
What?
Lingerie that I bought her, mind you, to try and get her away from that man.
You're like,
Oh
go on a
my
hot
God.
date with someone else, and she's like, nope.
I'm gonna tempt him with this. And instead, she tortured us.
Like,
Oh no.
And that poor delivery person.
the delivery
Oh no.
She
Knock,
answered
knock.
the door
Come
delivery
in.
person wearing a lingerie set.
Yeah, Amazon definitely ain't paid enough to deal with that.
Hi, your
As-
package. Oh God.
As a member of the Postal Service, I will run away with your package and never come back.
Someone else is gonna have to deliver this, cause fuck this.
Ugh.
I mean, that's why we have drones now, right?
No, you gotta come to the office for this. None of us are going there.
So
Give it to UPS.
now, initially,
Those
Delivered
bastards
by a
deserve it.
hazmat suit.
okay. Now, initially, I think Emma's volume is low because are you on your mobile?
I'm walking, yes.
Oh, that's right. So
I'm almost back. I got my
she's
package.
she's quiet because she's out for a walk on mobile. So she's like pushed to talk right now.
Yes.
Right. I was Right. Now, initially, I was bloody outraged learning all of this. But when she broke down crying and continued, I eventually softened. She wept like a baby, saying how he was her first true love. He had been her pillar through high school. He had been perfect. Their relationship was perfect. They were so in love and devoted to one another, but as soon as they had graduated, something just shifted. He lost interest in her. He began shamelessly checking out her friends and flirting with countless women online. He had even several online relationships straight under her nose, basically telling her that because it was just online, it wasn't real, so it didn't matter. And even though it broke her heart, she was just so scared of losing him. As frustrated as I was for having been used as a tool in their broken mess of a relationship, the sobbing mass in front of me could only muster up pity in me. Instead of kicking her while she was already down, I put my anger aside and gave her a hug. I told her that I understood the pain she was in, but the relationship was absolutely poisonous and that she'd be far better off if she just let it end. To my surprise, she sniffed and weakly nodded her head. She agreed to sit down and talk to him about it later that night. Well, a few more days passed, and I hadn't heard from either of them. It wasn't until she invited both Doe and I over to her place later that week that I learned of the status of things. It seemed as though she had indeed followed my advice, at least on the surface level. Her and Wolfbeard had now officially called off the engagement. However, something was still rather fishy. Wolfbeard wouldn't be moving out or putting any space between him and Miss Piggy, and more importantly, her friends. He planned to stay in the apartment strictly as Miss Piggy's platonic roommate. Oh God, and they were roommates.
Oh, no.
No.
Somebody is staying on the couch.
I don't think so,
No,
but
he did not.
And
yep,
They
as
had-
I suspected.
they had only one bed.
Mm,
Yes.
This sounds legit. I could believe it.
And half of it was always covered in clothes. Supposedly clean clothes.
Miss,
I question that.
Whew.
Best to not find out an answer, though.
Miss
Yeah,
Piggy doesn't know how to flush a toilet after she's had a shit.
Well, it was what it is.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
torch an entire apartment complex to clean it out. That's probably fine, right?
I think they had to, officially.
Oh,
Little
yeah.
fire cleanses all.
Yes, a tiny apartment with one shared bed for non-romantically involved exes. Makes perfect sense. Anyways, the whole situation was super weird and awkward. The dynamic between the two was virtually unchanged when they were together, but whenever they were apart, it was a very different tune for both of them. Miss Piggy would agonize over how much she just wanted him back and that letting him go was a huge mistake. And Wolfbeard would gripe about how much he had grown to detest Miss Piggy and how he wished he didn't have to still live with her. Yet he still refused to move back home. All the while, they were still sleeping with each other. I know, guys, it was a big mess. That's not how this works.
There's images I don't want. That's one of them.
Sauce.
She can't get enough of this.
Oh, no!
Burns!
The ladies love it.
that was actually surprisingly accurate.
Oh, God,
I have a surprise.
God
I
save
was
the stream.
Wolfbeard all along. Oh,
Is it worth it? Just
No. We got
Calling the
someone asking for a
police.
Discord link.
You know, I got some Jaeger if you want some.
drunk stream, please.
Okay, but one of these days, we need to do a stream, like, outside of Wolfbeard. I think it would be fun. It was, Oni had the suggestion that, I don't know, like, I haven't touched the game in literally years, but we should all reinstall Friday the 13th and play a private game with each other.
can
Okay.
Heck
we?
yes.
Oh lord.
Dad.
I mean, given it's
Dad, where
been,
are you?
they probably have private games by this point, right? It's been 2 years, maybe 3, since I last touched the game.
And I mean, if for whatever reason, like, the game is busted beyond repair, we can do a private match of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
double down.
the old kill with friends.
Kill with
Duh.
friends, yeah.
Yeah. Can I do my Michael Myers thing again, where I went stealthy instead?
It's not fair, though, because I am driven to run to him.
I know. That's what made it fun. You didn't know where I was because I had no
I
heartbeat.
did love how scary it was, though. That was terrifying.
But think of how worse it could be if we did it in that science Stranger Labs.
Oh, God.
Oh, not
Because
Hawkins. Anywhere
the
but
other-
Hawkins.
other ones you could
That'd be
probably
so
see them
fun.
far away, but that one it's like all close corridor. There's a
want
lot
that.
more.
Big Bad
Sir.
King Bombu is saying that isn't the game offline now, so it might not be able to do Friday the 13th, so let's plan on doing a Dead by Daylight then.
That would be
Sure.
fun.
I mean, I
Hold
can't
on.
say I'm surprised. Friday the 13th, as fun as it was,
It it turned
bit
into a
of a train
hot
wreck.
mess. It blew up in a
It
spectacular...
got toxic.
I'm always up for doing that. I just can't do it drunk unless it's one of my nights off.
It doesn't have to be drunk. We get, like, literally... I'm here just drinking my water. I'm just like this.
Sure, water.
yes.
Things were uncomfortable as ever whenever I was near Wolfbeard. If not more so since confession. But it really hit the fan one fateful summer day when Lilith and I had planned to go swimming at a lake. I had been super excited about the trip for days. It was a bit of a drive, but the lake was gorgeous. It was surrounded by beautiful forested hiking trails, and you could even camp there. It had been because my hopes for the day had been so gloriously high that seeing him sitting in the back seat of Lilith's car when she came to pick me up, my heart turned to lead and dropped so unbelievably hard like a sledgehammer.
That's when you suddenly come down with diarrhea. Super bad diarrhea.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I have to go die of dysentery.
Yeah.
It's explosive. I gotta tell you.
Just dislocate your ankle right there, right then.
Oh no, I've suddenly come down with sudden onset broken leg syndrome.
Set Arc said someone should mod Dead by Daylight with Wolfbeard as the killer. I'd be so... Oh! Make a new skin for Clown!
Yeah, Clown probably fits best.
Yeah.
Get them jiggle physics working.
Oh dear.
Ugh. I tried my best to whisper calmly to her, asking why the hell Wolfbeard was here on what was supposed to be a trip for just the two of us. She guiltily sighed and said that last night when she had mentioned our trip, Wolfbeard had become extremely sad. He had told her that the breakup had left him feeling extremely depressed and alone, and he went for the kill, capitalizing on her hatred for Miss Piggy. Desperate to make both Wolfbeard feel better and stick one to Miss Piggy, she decided to make the executive decision, without consulting me, to invite him to join us on our trip to the lake.
Oh. It's all going to plan.
Oh no.
She said she felt bad about it, and she knew that I was looking forward to the trip, and how I was just generally really uncomfortable with the idea of Wolfbeard pining for me. So she said she had only let him join under one condition, being that he swear he accept my rejection to his feelings, and that he wouldn't spend the day trying to make me change my mind, and that most importantly, he wouldn't pout about it. Since he agreed, she let him
Sad
come.
panda.
Oh god. Not knowing he had no intention of keeping his word on the matter. The drive to the lake wasn't nearly as painful as I had initially suspected. Unlike every other time Wolfbeard was in the proximity of a conversation, he didn't feel the need to butt in and domineer it with his wild, fake stories. No,
They're
today...
all true.
No, today he was working a different angle. He knew that I knew he liked me now, and he also knew that I had rejected him. So today's game was to play Mr. Sad and Broken-Hearted. Despite the strict no pouting policy Lilith had literally just told him he had to abide by. He hardly said a word the whole ride. Lilith and I chatted away happily in the back seat, and I'd occasionally glance back and catch him dramatically leaning against the window, a hand up to the temple of his drooping head. Now and then he'd catch my eye and respond with a huge, ever so sad before closing his eyes and whipping his head away. Boy was really playing it up. Melodramatic as it was, I far preferred this to his usual behavior, so I paid him very little mind. Unlike me, however, Lilith seemed rather irked by his direct disobedience. She didn't like when people didn't do what she said. He began to get
Yes,
angry.
very true. I mean, I have no clue about this.
I would not know. I've never been at the business end of a bull. When we got to the lake, it was amazing. The weather was perfect, the skies were clear, and there, surprisingly, were very few other people, perhaps due to the distance outside of civilization. Lilith and I happily bounded towards the forest trail that led to the lake, hands full of blankets and beach paraphernalia. Following behind us was Wolfbeard, sagging sadly and carrying nothing but his own pathetic mass. I didn't mind, though. I liked to imagine him not even being there. Despite the basic ground rules, again, that Lilith had set, the poor beard just couldn't help himself in breaking another. As we neared the lake and changing rooms, Wolfbeard let out a great sigh and finally spoke. It's true. Oh, right.
This is the reason I'm here. Don't take
I'm
my
on a
one
roll.
job.
We don't want to suffer, but
All
we
right,
shall.
let it rip, Beyblade.
It's truly a shame.
He breathily whimpered.
Beautiful days like these. Beautiful memories. If you were my girl, we make them all the time. I make you so happy, Calamity. I really would.
God, I just threw up in my mouth.
Would I
That-
be back for the rest of my life?
And that's why I get paid the big bucks.
You volunteered.
You evil bastard.
You don't get
I
paid.
heard I would get paid in exposure and clout.
Is this the kind of clout you want?
If it leads to a paycheck at some point, yes.
No.
It's all about that money.
I want money.
I didn't even have time to answer this time. Lilith's eyes twitched with anger as she cut in my place. Yes, well, like it or not, you're gonna have to accept that it's not happening. Calamity's already told you that she doesn't feel that way about you, so you need to respect your wishes and drop it. At this, we left him standing alone outside as we entered the women's changing rooms. I swear I could hear more projected loud sighs ringing through the air as I slipped into my bikini. That man was hell-bent on trying to guilt me into loving him. I almost
He's changing forms!
Oh no, God, no, not the werewolf! Oh, I'm sorry, lichen.
Same thing?
He begs to differ. It's not called a werewolf, it's a lichen.
Oh, boy.
Get it right, you noob.
I almost felt bad for him, but this is Wolfbeard we're talking about, so he gets no pity. When we stepped back outside, Wolfbeard was still there, unchanged and pouting as ever. His eyes immediately wandered hungrily over our bodies, and it literally took Lilith directing a question at him to snap him back to attention. Why aren't you changed yet? We're going to the lake. He shrugged and looked down to the dirt trail below.
I didn't realize I need to bring one. You never told me.
What excuse? Bad.
Even Lilith and her ever-expansive mercy on this fine specimen was beginning to falter. What do you mean? I told you we were going out to swim in a lake today.
You should have told me to pack one still. We can always drive back to my apartment. I can call Miss Piggy and have her run it out to me.
He offered.
Or I could go all natural.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. No.
Time to kill the rest of the brain cells.
Yep, all of them. They gotta go.
No.
This
You
memory
keep
needs to
Jabba
fade
in his
fast.
butt.
Oh, God. Okay. Whew. Oh, God. Okay. He offered as if seeing nothing wrong with his proposition. Lilith, however, looked like she was nearing a breaking point. Wolfbeard, we drove nearly 2 hours to get here. We're not going to drive all the way back so you can get the swimsuit you should have been smart enough to know to bring in the first place. He sighed and drooped his shoulders further.
It's fine. I can always wait on the beach while you two swim.
He sadly...
Hi, Candy.
Oh, no.
He sadly murmured, expecting us to take pity and not actually do that. But that's exactly what we did. Lilith just shot him in, alright then, and we grabbed our things and kept walking for the lake. We laid out blankets on the beach, and while Lilith ran straight for the water, I hung back for a moment to finish applying my sunscreen. It was a big mistake leaving Wolfbeard a brief moment alone with me. Not wasting a moment to pounce while applying sunscreen to the last portion of my arm, I felt sweaty, pudgy fingers come into contact with my bare skin on my back. I leapt forward away from the offending hand and whipped my face around to face Wolfbeard.
I was gonna just help you with your sunscreen.
He said, mocking offense. Lilith already helped me out. You were there when she did it.
I don't know why you're so cold to me, Calamity. All I've ever done is love you. Yet you won't even give me a chance.
How's the mental trauma coming back?
I hate this
Swiftly?
so much.
You wanted this.
It's been 84 years.
Would liquid courage fortify me?
She could still hear us. Oh.
It's not working for me yet.
No.
Yoshi, what the hell? That was the most accurate.
I don't like how accurate that was.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
I didn't think
Chat,
you had
I'm
it
sorry.
in you.
If I go missing, it's Madame Macabre's fault.
It's okay. You're not in sniping distance anymore. Taki, however, is only a 2-hour drive.
Hey,
Catch us crawling through his windows, petting his cats.
False news.
however, Yoshi, next week you will be in sniping distance for me
If I go
for
missing,
3 days. You wait for it.
no, please, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
TJ Saw says, I'm taking psychic damage from this story.
Yep,
Not the only one.
it'll do that to
Technically,
you.
that attack is a toxic attack. Get it right, you noob.
Oh no.
Captain Slightly Blue donated $5. Thank you. Says, it's been 84 years and I can still smell the BO. You can never forget certain smells, okay? They're seared into your memory forever. Okay.
You'll remember it on your deathbed.
Oh, man. The worst part is, okay, long story short, I've literally smelled a real rotting human body before, and he smelled worse.
Is that even possible? I don't want to know the answer to that. That's a rhetorical question. Please do not respond.
Like, congrats, you actually stink worse than an actual rotting body.
I want to know more about this finding a rotting body thing. Oh wait,
let's
the
go
whole
back.
It's
body.
actually a really sad
That-
story.
Yeah,
Oh wait, I remember the
Yeah,
dead
that
body
was-
in Lilith's apartment. Was
not
that-
the neighbor. It was the neighbor, an elderly
Ah.
gentleman that passed away in the middle of the summer, and the negligent landlord refused to do a wellness check. But yeah, it's
Really
I'm the
sad.
Lorax. I speak for the trees. So why does this area smell worse than rot and disease?
Shadow City says, I don't know how, is that target? I don't know that word. I'm sorry, Wolfbeard. I don't know. Someone know this word. Help me. I'm having a moment. Thank you, Shadow City. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Adam.exe has stopped working. Christ.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. So, why don't you give me a chance? Wolfbeard, I have told you this once before, and I will tell you again. I am not interested in dating you. But before I could finish, he cut me off.
I know. You met me as Mrs. Piggy's fiance, and that makes it feel weird to you. But the thing is, you just don't think about her. She doesn't matter. What matters right now is you and me. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart. Please, Calamity, will you make me the happiest man alive and be my girl?
Y'all literally had the lake right there. That's a great place to get rid of bodies.
You know,
If you gotta get him in the water first, because you're not gonna be able to drag that over, though.
Just roll it.
That's harder than you think. Not that I know.
Because then the authorities would question why the entire lake is suddenly turned into a toxic cesspit.
I thought they would question
Overnight.
more why it looked like a steamroller van into the lake, but fair.
Seriously, the more this gets read, I keep imagining him as like an emo Shakespearean Jabba the Hutt.
Oh man,
Accurate.
I mean,
you're doing Jabba the Hutt fucking dirty there, my dude.
how dare you, Jabba, sweetie? I'm so sorry.
I know. I feel bad now. Jabba, hit me up. I got you on your next booze run.
Jabba, baby.
Jabba, you know we're good. I'll see you on that pleasure out in the
Oh.
desert this Sunday. Hit the Zarlak pit up.
Shadow City says, a Targu is a Klingon animal from Star Trek. Do you know what that is, Emma? You like Star Trek?
It's ugly as sin.
It's ugly as balls.
Good to know. Then your comment is accurate, Shadow City.
I might have to get you a message of something that's gone down.
Huh?
I don't have your number. Hold on. I gotta DM you something that's happening here.
You have my number, and I can forward it if you need.
I don't have your number. I
You-
lost my phone a long time ago.
You puta.
Anything with the Discord?
It's something someone's asking about in the YouTube chat or something.
Okay, no worries.
That is if someone wants me to get more involved in it. Just put it in the regular Discord chat and we'll take care of it.
Okay. Also got another chat coming in. The Masked Mewtwo. It says, anybody else imagine the instant lake pollution scene from the Simpsons movie? Oh my god. Yeah, if he went in the water, it's...
I mean, he was probably built the same as a silo full of pig shit.
I mean, if you condense that silo down into one being.
Just one.
No. Okay, I know what to do.
Well,
I know what to do.
In all fairness, at least pig shit can be used as fertilizer.
No. You would pack that immediately into a nuclear waste facility. Biohazard level at least.
If somebody's causing trouble in the Discord, one of the mods can boot them if you want.
No, it's in the YouTube chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get his name so I can. Okay, I'm DMing it to Emma, so you don't have to pull it up on your stream or whatnot.
Alright. This was a lot.
So she could get it to you.
No worries. We're gonna have a relay system. And I'm
All
trying-
comes full circle.
Trying to see what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, they're talking about it a little bit in the regular chat, but
Okay, well I don't... I assume Emma's on her way in here. But, oh my god. At least it's a slight reprieve before the rest of the gut punches come, because we're not done yet.
Oh god.
It's...
It's not over.
Yeah.
There's always worse to come.
Psychic damage from this story. Oh god.
Oh lordy.
I think we
Gotta
need to
save the
some
chat.
like, hey, creepypastas, maybe they're old news. Cringy pastas, though. We could be sitting on a gold mine.
Did you say Emma was gonna come and give me a message, or?
Right now, she says she's fighting with her headphones, so this might.
Okay.
But it's totally up to you. But just something's happening and
Okay.
it's unwanted.
I don't know where or what, because I've been watching the screen. Emma, where are you?
It's not over until it's ogre.
Captain Slightly Bluebeard says, if you put Wolfbeard in Crystal Lake, Jason Voorhees would just float to the surface.
Oh shit.
Some like SCP versus SCP shit.
Right?
Here, should I just direct message you, Taki, because I have no idea where Emma is.
Yeah, I could just do it there if you just want to hide your
I'll
Discord real
switch
quick.
this real quick. There we go, because it's been awkwardly long time without her saying anything, so. I don't know what's going on! Okay, but apparently there's a chat issue that I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Alright.
We'll just take care of that real quick. There we go. That should take care of that real quick. Sorry about that.
Can't really help, other people.
No worries, I need to set that up.
I don't know if you can mod us to help out with stuff like that.
I'm gonna need to do that in the future, I think. I'm just
Hey,
too much
Then
of a
again, we
baby.
didn't really know if you would want us to do it.
Yeah, no, honestly,
stuff
if
like-
someone's causing a trouble, feel free to just say their name and I'll just immediately yeet them.
Alright.
Opero.
Because if someone's bothering people, I don't care
Thanos
if you say their
snap
name,
someone.
I'll get rid of them. Okay. Now, back to the cringe. Okay, we've had a slight breather. And, let me
Slight
switch it back to
distraction.
where it's not just my face. Wait. Now watch, now I can't get this stream.
I'm sure you could do it.
Testing. Oh my god. Fine.
There you go.
Hey, welcome back.
Brand new headset. Could not get it to work.
So it goes.
And now suddenly after that kerfuffle, now I can't get this. Now this is not working.
This is we're mess.
No, you
The
got
hardest part.
Are you? Because you're using Streamlabs, but I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
how you're
working,
going about.
but I closed it out of it so I could try and check the DMs, and now it won't open the thing again. The window capture is like busted.
Whoops.
Well,
You all
Lord, now
know us
Stream
by-
DXE is not running correctly.
Y'all know us by voice now, right?
Yeah, I imagine everyone knows who
Or-
sounds like.
Do we have to announce ourselves? Yoshi
It's
asked himself.
Taki. Taki's talking time.
Everything's breaking.
Oh, Taki, I don't think anyone can forget your voice after these few streams.
Taki,
But
I'd
what
be
if I
surprised if
did-
your voice was still legal by the end of these streams.
Yeah,
Let
we
me
should be
talk to him.
drafting it up in Geneva right now.
Not get this to.
Listed as cruel, unusual, and inhumane.
Like, I don't know how you got your Streamlabs set up, but if you have it to where it's trying to capture that window, try changing what it's capturing and then change it back. Maybe that would work. Like, sometimes I
Yeah.
have to have it capture, like, my,
Well, now I can't even have the option to do my private call.
Hmm.
Right?
It's like straight up gone. Okay, well that's gonna be gone for a while, I guess. Cause next time, just say the name of the problem. God, that was a big hullabaloo for nothing. And now I'm like, how do I get this to show my?
Yeah, press done on that. Because sometimes you just gotta refresh it. Like sometimes you just need to have it to where it refreshes itself. So capture something else for a second, press done, and then load up the
The
thing
problem
again.
is the Discord call is just gone. It's not an option anymore. It just vanished.
Awkward.
Yes.
We vanished.
Well,
We no longer exist. We got Thanos snapped.
And
We went to
clicking-
the Shadow Realm.
Okay,
Clicking
Were we ever
Discord
real to
doesn't
begin
pull it up.
with?
let me try one more time. Come on, please refresh. I
Ah.
beg you. Yeah.
I went to a place where time is but an illusion, and pancakes have 3 toes.
Oh my god.
3. Oh.
Yeah.
that's a whole lot of pancake per toe.
Okay, so it's just gonna have to be on my face for the remainder of the stream because that broke, and I think the only way I'm gonna get it to not break is to literally end the stream and like close out of Streamlabs and restart the whole thing.
Well, if it's not showing up, maybe just close your the Discord for a second. Just like close it all down for a second, and then bring it back up.
Like entirely end the call and close the entire.
Yeah, close the entire program and get it back
Alright,
up.
I'll
That
be
way
right
they
back.
could
I'm
still.
gonna give this a shot. Why am I having technical difficulties? It was fine. I'm blaming it on the troublemaker. Okay, guys, we're gonna. How do I exit? Exit Discord. Because the whole thing. Joining the chat.
Uh-oh.
No.
Hello?
That ended quickly.
We're back to
What's
Shuttle.
going on?
So
This is
that's,
Nothing.
I don't.
that's all my hateful thoughts about certain people and things.
That's why
perfectly
I'm
innocent.
no longer out in Canada.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
all
didn't
Canada.
fix it. It's gone.
Ah, crap.
I'm gonna have to do a completely new stream to get that to open again. All right, so you're just gonna have to be stuck with my face. It's okay. We're on page 7 out of 10 now, so
We're almost there.
we're almost
Look
there.
at us.
Now you can really see the trauma stream.
It's just awkward when like I've got multiple people talking. I like having the Discord thing up. That way, it's like you're aware there's other people talking, but I don't know what happened.
You just became really good at doing other people's voices immediately.
Right.
I don't know why it stopped working.
Try to steal my job.
Like
This
it's
is just
showing
suddenly become a
everything
ventriloquist.
but Discord as an option.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, like it's got all my other tabs available. But like,
Are you running it on dual display and only having one display selected for apps?
Well,
it
this is
literally
trying to
every other
capture
tab
the
I have
window.
open on my computer is usable. It's just
Yeah.
Aw.
just
it's
wanna-
acting like this doesn't exist.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know
does it?
about that. I've never had that issue.
I know it's weird because I've been able to switch back and forth between the two before, but I guess it's just.
Not anymore.
We broke it.
Let me try
Soiled it!
another window
Has been
capture.
Soiled it.
Source.
Wait, question.
This is
Did
what
you make
happens when
sure
people wanna
Discord
fuck around
was
and find
plugged
out.
in?
I can't hear you talking over each other. What was that?
Silence.
What is it? Did I try
I
what?
think it was Drunkle.
What? Oh, did you make sure Discord was plugged in?
I believe she just tried plugging it,
I
turning it
exited
off
the
and turning it back
call
on again.
and then came back. I don't see why switching to live scene and then back to desktop again would like kill it.
I don't know. That is weird.
And I'm not.
It
Quite...
should just let you capture that specific window.
It had been, but it stopped doing it. And when I do the drop down for window, it doesn't
Let me
have
s-
the Discord call as an option anymore.
Let me see if I can get mine to capture Discord. No, it doesn't even want to capture my Discord, so I don't know how you set.
Yeah, I don't. Discord's pooping its pants, I guess.
Maybe.
Specific window, no.
Discord went no. I don't even exist anymore.
Full screen application.
This be
I mean-
empty. Yeet.
Balanced.
If
all
Discord's getting all
things
the
Okay.
if Discord's getting all the secondhand cringe, I can't really blame it.
Just make a new. I don't want to make
If
a
I
new
could,
stream
I'd
because
choose
we're
to
already
disappear
over
as
an
well.
hour in, and we only have 3 pages left. It would be silly to do another stream, but I feel like making a new stream is going to be the only way to fix it. So we're just going to have it just be my face until the end of the story. Sorry,
Until
guys.
next
It technology did that thing it likes to do, where it craps its pants for literally no reason.
But hey, that's just a story. A real story.
I hate it. Oh god. Trying to remember what it was. Right. He had just done the creepy confession from him.
Happiest man alive, be my
Right.
girl.
So he had just been like, oh, just forget about Miss Piggy, she doesn't matter. And then so I picked up with, I'm not particularly proud of my behavior that day. I let my anger rule me and became the living embodiment of nastiness. But I had reached my limit, and that was that. I pasted the smuggest, most condescending, pathetic kind of look on my face, and I just laughed. I kept laughing, turning on my heel and walking away from him towards the beach, and responded over my shoulder. I would not date you if you were the last man on earth, so just drop it. I will never be attracted to you. I then promptly swam out to join Lilith in the middle of the lake. She had been popping underwater here and there, so she hadn't caught on to what had happened, but she definitely noticed Wolfbeard's behavior. This giant man-baby had walked over to one side of an old picnic table on the beach and had strewn his form across the top of the table. He just laid stomach down, his face buried in his arms. So he wasn't sitting on it, he was laying on it, like laying his head into his arms. He just, face buried in his arms, and his form shook as though he were weeping. When she asked me what was wrong and what had happened, I finally stopped holding back. Everything I had been feeling the past months had been holding back from saying came pouring out in a vicious amalgamation of venom and spite. I told her how he had just groped at my back and asked me out again when she was out of earshot and going into a full-blown tirade. I didn't know if we were far enough out for him to hear us or not, but at this point I didn't care. I said how unattractive I found him, how it was hypocritical that he was an obese slob, yet he only lusted after a woman that was out of his league and paid no mind to, or was even downright nasty about girls who were a similar size to him. That's the thing I hate, is when you have, like, a really, like, out of shape, not, like, you have these guys that want Victoria's Secret people above me. They will take none less. If you're an 8 or less, don't waste my time. Meanwhile, they will be nasty as hell. And paid...
Felt called out. One girl's above your league? That's every girl. It's every girl.
No.
Oh,
The thing
no.
is, he would always have nasty things to say about girls who, like, would actually be realistically attainable for him. Like, he would talk crap on Miss Piggy. How he constantly stank, never brushed his teeth, put zero effort into his own appearance, while somehow fancying himself God's gift to womankind, how he was sick of his stupid made-up stories for attention, and how pathological liars repulsed me. I even let myself swing way below the belt and said I really hated werewolves and thought they were the lamest of all paranormal creatures and would by far so much rather date a vampire if ever given the choice. I was going in for the kill and I knew it. Not that I actually hate werewolves as monsters, I just wanted to wound him.
Wolves are my favorite.
I was going in for a targeted strike.
You
I'm also
succeeded.
lying. Elves are my favorite.
You had the silver bullet for that werewolf.
Nothing against werewolves. Something against that one.
That one.
That one.
Just that one.
No, not that child.
Not that
That
child. Well, apparently, Wolfbeard could still hear us from our position in the middle of the lake, because at the mention of the word vampire, mind you, me saying I would rather date a Chad vampire, that was the final straw, because at the word vampire, and my apparent willingness to bang one of those blood-sucking Chads, he got up from the table and stormed off into the woods, howling in a mixture of sorrow and rage, scaring the absolute crap out of a poor little girl building a sandcastle nearby. For the briefest moment, I felt the tiniest bit of regret and guilt, but the feelings of relief I got from finally saying everything that had been on my mind was way too strong. Lilith looked sad and worried for him as he ran off, but ultimately didn't reprimand me for my outburst. She understood how I had been feeling, and despite wanting to help Wolfbeard, she did agree that his lack of respect towards my boundaries was not acceptable. So we simply ignored his little outburst for attention. It wasn't raining, so there wasn't any mud puddles for him to lodge himself into, so we swam the day away. And it was lovely. We had a blast swimming in the lake, pushing each other off the dock, and enjoying picnic on the beach. I had completely forgotten about Wolfbeard until the sun began to set, and we started packing up and still had seen no sign of him. That poor child. I know.
You took just keep swimming to the next level. Just keep swimming. So
I'm going to the other side of the lake. Bye! Are you hanging down there? I was like, I did not sign up for this. Wolfbeard was responsible for a lot of Bigfoot sightings that day.
Oh look, it's Chewbacca. No.
Hi, Apollo. The look he's given me.
This dude sounds like the wolf-obsessed real-life version of Muscle Man from the regular show.
Oh god.
What the fuck?
And now we're doing Muscle Man duty.
Come on, you can't tell me. You can't tell me you can't picture this man ripping off his shirt, running into the woods, going.
No, I can picture that, but I do not want to. I want that shirt to stay on in that image. Put more on. Have him dress up like a fucking full-on nun for all I care. The less of them I see, the fucking better. Throw a fucking dust sheet over them.
Oh my god. Sorry, I'm seeing
Coming up
mentions
next,
of
Wolf
Edward Cullen
Nun.
in the chat. Okay, Wolfbeard wishes he looked like Edward what is it? Edward? He wishes he looked like him.
Edward Cullen.
Edward Cullen.
Robert Pattinson, that's his name.
That one, yeah.
There we are.
I love that no one hated Twilight more than him. That's still so funny to me. Like, you were the main character and you absolutely despised it.
Oh, Mr.
Makes
Kettle.
sense to me.
This is
Guy I
pot
have to
call.
play. I hate it.
Alright, so the sun was beginning to set and we saw no sign of the Wolfbeard. While we carried things back to the car, Lilith called his cell phone. No answer. Oh well, he can stay here. Okay, that's how I felt, but Lilith was actually worried. So after loading the car, I opted to wait in the passenger seat while she headed back into the park to find him. I remember it was so awkward. I was just like sitting there like, okay, while she went back into the woods to look for him.
You have fun.
Right? She had her phone out, tried calling him again, and as she walked away, speaking quickly into the phone, I assumed she had finally gotten an answer. About 20 minutes passed, and I lost my patience. As I prepared to call Lilith myself and ask her to just come back and leave him, I spotted two figures moving out of the trail. The sun was nearly set by now, and I was just ready to go home. Wolfbeard refused to make eye contact with me as he climbed into the backseat of the car. Lilith looked at me apologetically while she hopped into the driver's seat. With a sigh, she addressed me. Calamity, the things you said really hurt Wolfbeard's feelings. I sighed.
No.
I mean, I did have the tiniest pang of guilt from being as harsh as I was. I realized by now that he must have finally made the connection that I was absolutely never going to date him. So there'd be no harm in offering an olive branch. So I straightened up and spoke. I'm sorry for saying things as harshly as I did, but I was angry because I felt like my wishes were not being respected. I won't ever speak so cruelly again. However, I need you to understand that I don't want you to keep trying to make me date you. Wolfbeard didn't even respond with an apology of his own. He simply continued to stare out the window and only sighed deeper. His running off into the forest didn't attract my pity and attention like he had hoped, so now he could only pout. He sighed and again muttered under his breath.
One day I'll find my princess, and she'll be the happiest woman on earth. I don't know why pretty girls always have to be such bitches when nice guys are trying to compliment them. It's always the same. Also, sorry for saying that word. I did think I had...
That's fine, dude. That's fine. We're over an hour and 37 in. They only care about, like, the first 30 minutes. And, like, the last, so... But, For the remain... Wait. At this, any pity I had for him flew right out the window, and the hateful Amazon returned to my spirit once more, smiling wickedly at the thought of further crushing the will of this pitiful specimen. If he was going to keep carrying on back there about what a witch I was for not hooking up with him, I'd show him the full depths of my witchiness that evening. For the remainder of the ride home, I completely ignored the presence of Wolfbeard. Instead, over the whole 2-hour drive, I spoke excitedly to Lilith about all the metal and punk band members I just found so sexy. How well-groomed men with dark and alternative aesthetics were just eye candy to me, and how I would just love to get my hands on a big, muscular man with carved muscles and a perfect jawline. I'm pretty sure Lilith knew what I was up to, because she started to raise her brow at me and shoot me disapproving looks as soon as I crooned about all the features I loved in men that Wolfbeard decidedly did not have. I was just being a troll at that point.
Leather,
Shut through
lad,
the hood!
buns.
It's just like, yes, don't you love muscular, fit men with... Just listening to all these celebrities and stuff that, like, I wasn't even, like, honestly, I just think are attractive, but, like, wasn't really, like, that into them. I was just, at that point, I was just going for it. But,
r/pro revenge.
My name's Jake.
Petty.
This is r/pro revenge.
Sensing that Lilith was getting tired of this and wanted me to change the subjects, I went to sneak in one last jab, just to top it with a cherry. I brought up another guy friend that I had met online and mentioned the huge crush I had on him at the time and how I thought he was into me too. I loudly debated whether or not I should go for it despite the distance. You know, it was something, I don't really care for distance relationships, but I don't know, maybe I should make an exception because he's so hot. Needless to say, the jab hit. I could feel the cloud of his furious aura looming the rest of the ride back. He neither spoke nor sighed the entire time. He simply looked out the window and occasionally shot daggers into the back of my head.
I hate them.
I just love guys that don't smell like they're literally dead. Oh my god, men who brush their teeth. Oh, that's so hot. They know what a hairbrush is? They use deodorant. Oh my god.
Personal
hate
hygiene
witches.
has never...
I hate them. They're animals. And I'll slaughter them like animals. The
There's
women and
people!
the children too.
People!
Ugh.
Oh dear.
I'll be honest, like, I don't even care if a guy's got a dad bod. That's fine with me. I just wanted to hurt him.
You wanted pain.
I
and
was
suffering.
intentionally going for the neck. He hit my crazy button, and I snapped.
Struck deep, madam. Struck I dare say you got past his skin.
Yeah, and then I hit a layer of blubber underneath.
I think it might have hurt more if you started mentioning like fat guys.
You know, I didn't think of that at the time. Been like, oh my gosh, you know, this guy, he's so cute. Why can't other guys his size be like him?
Right to the neck.
Like fat Chris Pratt, you know.
Just like, you
what's
know,
that one?
I mean, it wasn't out at the time, but like when people were like going on about like Fat Thor, he was really just dad bod Thor, but Fat Thor could get it. What the hell? Not you, Wolfbeard.
Should have just fucking threw Peter Griffin's name out there.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no!
It's got so much more Chris.
Oh,
I'm sure it's all the top.
I was just at that point. He was doing that whole the pouty of the why do girls have to only do this and they won't give us a chance, and I was sick of it, so I decided to play the part of the girl that does act that way. Just to
Girls always put boo-boos on my heart.
My achy breaky heart.
Oh my god. I had finally done it. I had finally gotten myself off of his radar. I was no longer a pure innocent milady in the search of a knight in a shining fedora. No, I was clearly a whorish witch, leading on this poor loyal werewolf until I could fly away with the vampire Chad, spitting on all the nice guys below as we fled into the night. My ordeal was finally over. Or at least, that's what I thought. Wait, is this not the last part? Oh my god, there's another part! I thought we were done! No!
Oh my gosh, you blacked out the last part.
I literally, like, blacked this out of my memory. What the hell? No! I thought we were done!
Why, madam?
I underestimated the vindictiveness of a beard scorned. Wolfbeard had become entirely obsessed with me over the last few months, so much so that he couldn't stand the thought of me being happy in someone else's arms. If I wouldn't be happy with him, I wouldn't be happy at all. And he would try his darndest to make it a reality. But you know the drill. That's a whole nother story for another time. Oh god, I forgot that was the last part. I forgot.
I'm madam.
5.
Because that's when he started puppet mastering crap.
Why did you bait us like this?
I baited myself.
We thought it was over.
I thought
But
that
it
was
just
it.
begun.
I have more
Okay, but
work
to be
in the
fair,
future.
I haven't read these since I wrote them years ago, and I didn't know how much this story covered. Because after this, it only goes to the point where he basically tried puppet mastering and turning me and Lilith against each other. So that'll be the last part. I thought this included it, but apparently it doesn't.
If I recall correctly, part 5 is pretty short.
Oh,
But that's if I recall correctly.
I reckon it ought to be.
Let me see.
It looks a little bit shorter than this one, yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine it stretching on too long. It must be hard to puppet
Oh,
master
fine.
with those pudgy fingers.
Okay, but
Thank
part
God.
5 is literally the one that I had to lie on to make Lilith not look bad.
Yeah.
This is the one
it's
I had to actually change what happened to make her not look terrible.
So, could we possibly get a rework now that there's truth? Now that
The uncensored version, the uncut.
do it.
Because, like, I literally had to alter things and water them down so it wouldn't seem as bad. Because the reality is so much worse. I, like, put bubble wrap on it because she was like, no, people are gonna be mean if they find out. Well, you did it.
You did the things.
You did the thing. It was messed up.
Tell your truth.
Oh.
What is the verdict here then? Is it time to declassify the real story?
Oh god.
Truth held from the public.
But
It's
should
like
we tack
therapy.
it onto this one, or should we do it in a separate stream?
I'm good either way.
That's
Yeah.
a you option.
Yeah.
Still have booze. I'm good to go.
A significant portion vanished in the last 3 minutes. In his case, we found out there's still another part, but
I'm so
Several
upset.
more
I
parts.
thought this was the end of it, and I could finally move on with my life. Okay.
Nope.
You know what? This is what I'm here for.
Okay.
This is literally what I'm here for.
Y'all are
these-
still gonna be able to be heard, but I'm gonna have to switch to be right back because I've been chugging water and I have to pee, and I also need to go in there and scream like a banshee for a second before I mentally prepare myself.
yep. Do it.
Scream loud enough that I can pick it up on mine.
Oh, that'd be great.
Load mental anguish.
I
You
swear
know
to God.
what? You know, though, she doesn't like to mute herself when she pees.
I will beat you.
Yep.
That was an accident. I was super drunk. She literally yelled.
Here's
Aha!
nice. I'll drink to that.
I don't know if you guys could hear that because I'm in my cavern, but she actually yelled.
I called you out in front of 84 people.
Accidental pee stream.
No pee stream. You know what? Screw you, Taki. Do it again.
Do it.
Go ahead, punk. Make my day.
Some would say the gossip side of the Force is unnatural.
The gossip side of the Force?
I was
I-
changing things.
I'm confusion.
I was born in the gossip.
Yeah. I mean, with everything they're doing to the Star Wars universe now, they could do whatever they want. They have a frickin' Rock as a character in one of the books. And it's a pilot, I think. And they were talking about sex in that book, about Jedi sex.
Ew.
Apparently, in the Star Wars canon now, it's okay for Jedi to have sex as long as it's just like occasional hookups and you have no feelings for them.
So it's good
even
if you
less
just
sense.
porno. So what you're saying is
imagine
there's
that
Jedi
after.
Tinder.
So what you're saying is we can make a Jedi-only tender and it would sell big.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
JediOnly.com.
Never be lonely. Jedi'sOnly.com. No sis.
That's where Anakin went wrong. He had too much feels. He should have just humped and dumped.
One of the, like,
Sorry,
you're gonna-
princess.
You're
Like
gonna
a
have a
real
one-night stand with a Jedi, and they're gonna be like, "May the Force be with you," because I sure as fuck won't see you.
You got a question though.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, get back to because I sure.
We were
And-
talking about Jedi sex.
Yeah, so you want to get in on this Jedi Tinder idea? It's gonna make some big bucks, we think.
Oh, wait, now I've got the burning question in my mind. Is Anakin a one force push chump?
Oh.
Yes. The real reason Padme died.
Is there a question? We need to
I
have
mean,
the
if
important
that's the
question answered,
case,
Padme.
maybe being in a robot suit would have been somewhat of an improvement.
Could have gone on like a machine.
At least they have a vibrate setting.
Why
So-
do you need that?
I
Reasons.
think
Were we
we've fully
down-
gone into demonetized territory.
Were we down to finish Wolfbeard?
I'm
Uh,
down.
I'm good for
Yeah.
another few hours, at least.
I
Could
got
take the
enough
torture.
beer to see it through.
Okay, it even says the final chapter in the title here, so we should be good. No more
Until one
surprise.
day you're just minding your own business and someone will say, like, owl or something, and that triggers some deep memory that hidden inside.
No, someone like bumps at a table and you go, ugh.
Apollo, Kitty, why won't you come here and give me emotional support? You're sitting on the farthest corner of the bed, completely out of reach.
That's
Gotta need
Apollo for you.
emotional support
I
cats.
understand Apollo wanting to be away from this.
Look at this. His complete other side. Let me just... Apollo,
There's
please.
neck beards and
Let me alone.
Jedi sex and
Mush the kitty.
squish
You
the cat.
gotta squish that cat.
Mush
You
the
gotta
kitty.
Squish him.
Squish
Just
that
gonna
cat.
squish him.
Squish cat.
I swear to God, one of these days, Taki, I'm gonna visit your place and I'm gonna squish your cats.
Okay.
Oh,
My one
gonna
cat's
squish
been losing a lot of weight or something. I gotta
Oh.
get some medicine for her or something, I think.
Take her to the
Aw.
vet.
Yeah.
I hope you do, because that's not a good sign with kitties.
Mm-mm.
No.
Because one thing we know for sure with cats is they like to fucking eat.
Yeah. Well, I thought she was like taking after me because I've been trying to lose some weight and whatnot. It's like, oh, that's why she's always getting on the scale. She's so self-conscious. She sees me always checking out the scale now.
It's like next level of dietary support when even your pets are like, yeah, okay, I'll lose a few pounds too.
Solidarity.
Oh, solidarity, bro.
Squish
I'll do it too,
that
Daddy.
cat. Squish that cat.
Mush it.
Walks help. After the stream's done, I'm probably gonna go walk the last 4 miles I have to.
I'll walk with you. A walk
4
sounds nice.
more miles. I was
Yeah,
happy when
yeah.
I did 3 today.
Look, I'm
You
trying to
walked
do
4
10 miles a day.
yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was about 4. Maybe more, because I don't know with what you suggested with the Fitbit.
Yeah.
I don't swing my arms, apparently, when I walk.
Well, especially
I'm
when
one
we're
of those.
talking, because you're like me, where we keep our hands. You tie my hands up, and I cannot speak anymore. I have to.
It's
move
no
my-
longer an option.
I was gonna say something, but that would have drawn a line. Never mind. Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Go to jail.
Go to jail.
bonk.
Do not pass go.
You triggered this. It's your fault, you witch.
Oh, Taki, welcome to the club of neckbeardom.
Hellfire.
You know what's weird is I do my silly voices and whatnot, but like a while ago I had a dream where I was like reliving one of my childhood memories, but I was in one of my voices characters, and I was like, what the fuck? He was so much more popular and did everything so much better than me.
Damn it!
I should let him take over.
Your personality.
He had personality. He was running the show. I don't know why I did my clown voice for that one.
I think you have multiple personalities.
Alright, guys, we ready to dive into the final part? For real?
Bring me.
I mean, physically, yeah. Emotionally, probably not, but let's do it.
We're gonna derail a little bit because I might actually give some corrections to the story because I had to heavily edit. And the worst part is, I had to literally, every time I was editing a part, I would like send the file to her to make sure it met her standards. And then she'd like tell me, no, that still makes me look bad. So I'd have to edit it more.
Ooh, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Bitching at me apart, but
I know.
partly.
Let the hate flow through.
Cat.
The
right,
Very
real,
so
good
even a
buns.
blind man can see it.
the real story shows today. Ladies and gentlemen of the chat. It's Pickards!
Alright.
And now you know the rest of the story. Good night.
When last we followed our mighty lupine hero, he had been gravely wounded by the dark and cruel Milady. She was no longer a Milady, in fact. She was now an evil lady who dared crush the heart of the nicest gentle sir in existence, all to feed her own sadistic appetite. How could she turn down such a fine creature, epitome of alpha, a true apex? It must be dark, evil powers, the likes of which he feared to comprehend. Clearly it was witchcraft, and I, the witch, must be punished for my crimes. And that's what he proceeded to do for the next 2 weeks. Apparently, my harsh rejection had hit him way harder than I thought. Because apparently, like, that show of anger and, like, evil stares wasn't it. Again, I'll admit, I wasn't super nice to him at the lake. I probably could have left it at the, I'm not the slightest bit attracted to you and never will be, and I will never date you. Your behavior is repulsive to me. But he was clearly coddled since childhood and wasn't used to not getting his way, so it was already massively upsetting to him. His ego had been badly bruised just by my forceful rejection alone, and my vengeful tirade in the middle of the lake did nothing more than add salt to the wound. But I was still so full of fury from months of politely and gently telling him I wasn't interested and being blatantly ignored and continually harassed that I lost control. And let's be honest, it's freaking hilarious that out of every nasty thing I said, it was my preference of vampires to werewolves that cut the deepest. Like, holy damn, buddy, wow.
Oh, boy.
That was the final straw.
The ultimate sin.
Anyways, I had hurt his feelings so badly that I had finally destroyed his obsession with me. However, with Wolfbeard, apparently, if he couldn't have me, he was damn well determined to destroy me. His ego needed something to help it recover, and that would be the perfect way. Of course, with his gross infatuation with me finally over, he wasted no time in finding a new target, and the next lucky recipient of his obsession was Lilith. See, since she had been so kind to him and had even defended him a few times, he had taken to seeing her as a being of pure light. Never mind the little boyfriend problem. After all, in the weeks prior, things had been looking rocky. With luck, or what luck to be there just in time to benefit from her emotional turmoil. And so, Wolfbeard set his plans into motion. Plans that would rock our entire friend group for the next 2 weeks, and almost destroyed it entirely. But you know what they say about weaving a web of lies. Eventually you'll get tangled. And boy, was the aftermath ugly for him. The first thing at the top of Wolfbeard's checklist was to begin driving a wedge between Lilith and I. He had already done all the groundwork in gaining Lilith's sympathy, so he knew what angle to play in turning her on me. He could already tell that I was frustrated with the way she would baby and defend him, so his wicked little mind knew exactly what to do on my end as well. The next few times I spoke with Lilith were rather tense. He had called her more than once in the wee hours, sobbing about how the things I told him had made him want to unalive himself, that he was already so emotionally weak from his parents and Miss Piggy's emotional abuse, my words were just too much. She was rather short with me, getting irritated and snapping whenever I'd mention him in a bad light. After one particularly tense day, she lost it with me, finally telling me that the reason he was so broken and acted so badly was that the abuse his parents and Miss Piggy caused him to endure, and that I was only making it worse and being extremely selfish, driving him to want to unalive himself. This was extremely shocking to me because I had actually met his parents before. And as previously mentioned, they were not these horrible, wicked people. They doted on him, spoiled him rotten. They literally thought the sun shone out of his butt, okay? And Miss Piggy, for all her flaws, was head over heel for the sad sack. She was never anything less than 100% willing to do anything in her power to please him, even at her own expense. My response was to call him on his crap. I tried telling Lilith about what a pathological liar Wolfbeard was, how he had made up his abusive childhood for pity, and that though Miss Piggy was controlling, he was also lying about her. This was the breaking point for Lilith. Now I put in a line like, oh, before you get angry, blah, 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 blah. No, I take backsies. I take backsies. Be angry because this was crappy behavior. I put in child love saying, now understand, she had a lot going, no excuses. No excuses.
Oh, snap.
Yes.
Black ink has been
really
redacted.
She don't. Yeah. Don't pull no punches. Give her what she deserves. You
Keep the
get
thought,
what
madam.
you deserve.
Also, like, over time, finding a lot of the stuff that she talked about having gone through was also lies, so just gonna whip, yeet
She
that
too.
chunk out.
Wow, birds of a feather. Who knew?
Yeah, right? So I literally did, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 paragraphs just to try and make excuses for what she was about to do.
Jesus.
Literally
Oh,
6
boy.
paragraphs trying to, like, ease the cushion of already watered down just because she was like, I can't look bad. I can't handle it. It would be very upsetting for me.
Oh,
Probably shouldn't have done it then.
Yeah.
made your bed. Lie in it.
Enjoy.
Okay, no, 7 paragraphs. Okay.
Jesus.
All right.
Oh,
Anyways,
boy.
now that that's in the air, let's
Oh.
move on. So, and I remember people in the comments going like, "Wow, you're writing like the sun comes out of Lilith's butt." I'm like, that's because I had to literally I started with like just 2 paragraphs, and she's like, "No, people are still gonna be mean." So I added another paragraph, making her look better. No, they're gonna be mean. I kept adding more because she wasn't satisfied.
Jesus.
Propaganda than China. God.
Write her
Damn.
autobiography next time.
I mean, to be fair, like, in the time that followed, I distanced myself from Lilith, so we're not in each other's lives anymore, because I realized in hindsight it was a very, very, very toxic friendship. But I wrote this a couple years before I finally woke up and smelled the pasties. Alright, after heated discussion where she refused to believe me when I told her Wolfbeard was a dirty liar, we kind of stopped speaking for a while. At this point in time, she had not yet been ready to share the entirety of the abuse she said she suffered, which I found out after fact she was lying, so... I was extremely... okay, more excusing her. Alright, Wolfbeard, of course, reveled in the tension he was creating. Honestly, my life would have been better if I had just let our friendship die in this chapter, but at the same time, it would have been giving Wolfbeard what he wanted, so... He reveled in the tension he was creating. He began spending more and more time with Lilith, claiming that the situation was growing dire. Right around this time, Lilith and her boyfriend at the time had finally broken up. Which had only... the cocktail of distress she was dealing with. I use quote fingers because breaking up doesn't always mean breaking up.
It doesn't.
In her mind, they're broken up. She may not have spread the message to him while she's out looking for someone else.
Oh. She wanted the side dick. Oh.
I laughed
She
for
was-
different reasons.
She was being little Thoticus Maximus. Okay.
So she had broken up with her boyfriend, which added to the cocktail of distress she was dealing with. Yeah, she, poor thing, in a cocktail of distress. Wolfbeard was madly giddy over the prospect of moving in like a scavenger. Lilith had also made it clear to him multiple times that she was not interested, but we all know how well Wolfbeard takes to a gentle decline of his offer, so of course he didn't drop it. Seeing Lilith's current state from her breakup and the tension with me, Wolfbeard decided to see how far he could push it. I'm guessing the way he saw it, I was disgusted by him so long as I was friends with Lilith. Since I was disgusted by him, so long as I was friends with Lilith, she'd be influenced by me to reject him. So end of story, I had to go.
You're a monster.
Vomit. But I'ma be real, like, spoiler alert. I had to frame this in a way that it was all the blame on Wolfbeard, But the reality of the situation, even though I don't include it in this, Lilith was actually in on it. She was actually not mad with me because of something he lied to her about. She was mad with me because she wanted me to date him. I think she always had this, like, low-key hatred for me on the back burner, because this is the same friend that told me that, having any sort of standards in dating was, like, unreasonable, and that I was gonna die alone if I didn't just, like, date Wolfbeard.
Oh yeah, and she kept that going for years, man.
Gross.
Also,
Like-
didn't she steal a few of your boyfriends or something? At least one of them.
She didn't steal an active boyfriend. It was, I would tell her that I had a crush on a guy, and she would encourage me to, like, work up the confidence to talk to him, and then I'd go in the next day ready to confess, and oopsies, I'm dating him now. Sorry.
Literally
Ew.
next day.
Ew.
Wow.
This must be a thrilling case study for some like psychologists out there.
Yeah, so,
And
Probably.
she
I don't
didn't only
know.
do that to you.
and
She
again,
did
she
Someone else.
wanted Wolfbeard to be able to date me, because on the one hand, Wolfbeard, who she was pitying, would be happy, and I would be unhappy, and I would be with somebody that I was not really into, which would make her in some way feel good, because she always had this, like, slight resentment for me. But that's the tea on the situation, because I'm about to remove her from all culpability in the story that I had to write up, but the reality is, she was in on it. She was just mad that I wouldn't date him. But I had to frame it as he tricked her. He didn't trick her, she was in on it. And
I'm
I
to
didn't...
give the sadist her comeuppance.
Yeah, it's just, I had to alter some stuff to, like, not make her look awful. And then in hindsight, I realized I was dumb for continuing to be friends with her after this, but at the same time, when you're in, like, an abusive relationship, it doesn't have to be just romantic. You can be in an abusive friendship. It's weird because it will reprogram your brain into thinking the stuff that they're doing to you is okay. And you get, like, you finally get away from, like, you have a fight, you break away, you're free, and then they love bomb you. Like, I'm finally free, and then I get these guilt messages and this love bombing of, oh, you're my best friend. Do you really want to let this go forever? We've been best friends for so long, and we've been through this together, and oh, I promise, you know, they just love bomb the heck out of you, and the way that your abused brain has been reprogrammed, you will give it another shot, even when the higher functioning brain knows it's a bad idea, even though your family and friends are like, just let it go, and you're like, I don't know why I can't, like, it's awful, but that's, it was a mess, and for 2 years now, I have had her out of my life, and I have done so much better emotionally, so.
Yeah, about
Hell
2
yeah.
years where shit really hit the fan.
Yeah, so, FYI, like, you can be in an abusive relationship even when it's not, like, dating. You can have abusive friends. That is a thing that happens, and you are not alone if you're experiencing it. It's more common than you think.
Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to say bye, Felicia.
Oh god, we did that literally once though, didn't we? During Miss Piggy's birthday? God,
Her
Felicia was
obnoxious
being
sister,
so
Felicia,
annoying.
wouldn't leave us alone, so we ran off into the court and said, bye, Felicia.
Like, oh no, we suddenly can't hear. Yeet. We giggled away. That was where you started doing the Sarah Palin in the backwoods. And it was
Oh,
amazing.
look at that corn over there. Wow. What's that? Is someone calling us? No, I don't hear anything.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. But, yeah, he began having tear-jerking conversations about how he believed I was aiming to destroy his life, how I was mad that she was spending time with him despite me liking him, and as a result, had started a bullying campaign against him. Yep, according to Old Wolfie, I was manipulating all our mutual friends and family members, even all our online friends, into hating him. I was spreading lies about him and telling everyone to say nasty things about him and ignore him. How all the stress of this was making him want to hurt himself more than ever. All absurd fantasies, of course, but it only deepened the rift. That much is true. Like, he did actually, like, he does have the blame in, like, setting her off.
Oh, I have to throw shade real quick. How the hell would you be manipulating multiple relationships when you can barely manipulate the stream?
I'm scared.
Oh.
Help, the stress isn't good for baby, and I'm baby.
Wait.
Oni is
Curse
baby.
be lifted.
The shade, I'm sorry.
Oni is baby, but that's true. That's true.
Help me,
Oni
I'm a
has-
technological boomer. I'm scared.
Oni has two things. He's got that accent and he got baby.
Baby.
Oni is baby.
Yum.
We share custody.
We should
We all share custody.
Custody of baby.
There is no battle. We all just agree.
And by the way, Oni is a full-grown man. He's just unfortunate in that he was the youngest in our group when we met all those years ago, so he will forever be the baby.
You got
I will-
stuck.
I mean, just wait, chat. This is going to be a great sitcom one of these days.
Oh no.
Where's the baby?
Technically, does that not make me the old man of the group?
Yes.
Wait.
Yes, it does.
I'm old.
It's old man who
myself.
doesn't wear pants in the group.
What
Well,
was
it's
that,
getting-
young man? I can't hear you.
It's getting hot in Arizona. I know no one here will know what that's like, because I'm the only Arizonan.
Still don't believe, huh? Do you?
Nope,
To
I
believe. You have
I
to
need-
believe.
need real proof of you guys standing in front of a cactus holding a current dates newspaper with 2 forms of ID each.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just go to your house.
I hate to bring this up, but Emma, do you remember how Lilith was like, she never did it to your face, Oni. I'm sorry to tell you, but she was creepy about you.
Oh my
do I
gosh,
do I
she
even
was.
want to know? Do I
Oh,
even want to
Oh,
know?
no.
Before you tell me, I think let me pour myself some more rum.
Oh, well, I'm gonna do the same with the whiskey.
She had, I don't know, ideas, plans. She was creepy. She was gross.
She had ideas. She perceived you as innocent and got off on wanting to ruin that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's
Really
fucking wrong. She's hella wrong on the innocent part, but I ain't gonna fucking tell her that.
I need the police.
Oh gosh,
Come
I have
on.
I need a young priest, an old priest, a lot more booze.
I'm old.
Right.
I have a
Okay,
possible story
Okay, you're an
to
anti-priest.
tell about
Matthew.
Lilith if you want. I'll try to keep it as PG.
Okay, she was
Do
creeping
we-
on baby. She was, and the worst part is, we literally told her because like he's significantly younger than her. We even
Oh, no.
told
Yeah.
her he baby. That didn't matter.
Oh no.
It's quit your cradle robbing. God damn.
Damn.
He's not like that much younger than you
But still.
girls. Or when I was like
How-
6
how-
years.
How old are you, Oni?
Wasn't he 21 at the time?
No, he's
No.
20.
I mean-
Aren't you 21 now?
No, I'm 22 now. I think
Yeah.
it was
So
like a
20?
5-7 year difference.
How many? Yeah.
You're like almost at the threshold, like for 7 years. I think you're more
Like,
like
at least
8.
3 years
Wait,
ago.
how many years ago was
Yeah.
this? Was this like
Like
3 or 4
two.
years?
3 or 4,
This
yeah,
was
something like that.
3, 4 years.
So she was about 26 or 27, and he was just like 18.
Okay, that's kind of sus though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Ignorance
the-
really was bliss.
The thing
That's
with
why
the,
we didn't let you know about it, because we were like,
Yeah,
okay,
the
well, as
thing
long
with
as
the
she's
7
talking about it and not acting on it, okay.
Yeah.
Man.
the thing with the 7 years is the older you get, the less big of a difference that makes. Because it like the
But, like,
gap becomes
Just
smaller, but
a brand spanking new 18-year-old.
yeah, that's a big ass no.
I mean, cougars can perv on, 18-year-old,
Well, like,
young men.
if he was 28 and she was 38, I wouldn't really think anything of it. But like,
Exactly.
you're 18,
Then what the-
fresh out,
Yeah.
like still in your teens.
You're like, yeah.
No.
What's the story though? What's the deal? I
FBI,
need to
open
know.
up.
I need
Let's
the
move off
pickle.
this
Hot
quickly, please.
Nah, I want to know.
What's the pickle?
How do I
Tell me.
make this
You
super
chance
PG?
exploding.
You're gonna
I
have
love
to
you,
try.
Ronnie. Don't kill me, please.
How do I make this PG?
You
When
don't,
I
is
was
the-
when I was dating Lilith and whatnot, she kept on saying certain adult. She's like, we need to have a talk when we get ready to meet up and whatnot about certain activities, adult activities she likes to do. And I kept on getting freaked out because she's like, we need to have this kind of talk and whatnot. I don't want to freak you out when the time comes. And I'm like, I keep on getting like the weirdest things, like, oh my gosh, this has to be horrible. Is it,
Like, you're
something
scaring me.
disgusting like this? Is it something disgusting like this? And then when she finally told me, I was like, I know that's like a step up from regular vanilla stuff, but when you keep on saying we need to really have this talk, I don't want to scare you, and my mind's going to 50 different other bad.
Shades
50
of gray.
you thought you just about got yourself in some 2 girls 1 cup shit.
Yes.
Just sits you down like, so you don't have any pacemakers, and do you know how to use an electric cattle prod? That's the kind of stuff you should be expecting.
Yeah. I was like, when she finally told me, it's like, that's it? That's
what you
the
had me freaked
extent.
out about?
That's what you
It's
hyped
like-
yourself up about?
I'm not like some old woman that'll go, my stars and garters and whatnot.
Good lord.
Wait,
The devil has you by the limbs.
this isn't
Oh,
some Mormon
no.
stuff or something. Like, we gotta do it between a sheet, or no one can enjoy anything or something. I'm not.
We can't be in constant prayer, eyes closed.
Dark Raven.
Lordy, I'm
thank
getting
you
the
for joining.
vapors.
I'm
They're
sorry
holding
it's
the
jumped
hand.
off the rails like this.
I'm not.
And
This
I-
is great.
I'm still mad at how she was like, I'm so submissive, blah blah blah.
You're about as submissive as a charging rhino.
Like, exactly. And like, you know how much she ordered her boyfriends around? I swear to freaking God, you is not.
Well,
Like, and
another.
she explained it to me as like, oh, the sub is where all of the power is.
What
And
are
like,
you doing, girl?
and I hated, like, she said that and I was like, I don't think you's right. I don't think you think about that right.
That don't sound
Yeah.
right, but go off, queen.
It was weird because she's also like, she want like to be talked down to and whatnot and humiliated, and it's like,
Did she like
Uh,
it?
that's what she said she wanted to do, and it's like she didn't like it if I made a bad
Yes,
joke or whatnot.
let's-
It's like that would trigger her, and it's like I'm supposed to talk down to her, tell her she's worthless and whatnot. It's like it doesn't make sense.
You're gonna be
Degrading.
mad at me later, and you're gonna hold it against
Look.
me.
Oh my God! And the
Look.
thing is, remember what she told us about or one of her other boyfriends and being called squeal for me, piggy, or oink for me,
Oink
oink for me. No.
Oh.
God. Oh God. She
Oh.
she said she was like, I'm not doing that. That's disgusting. She likes it apparently.
We gotta
I hate
close this chapter. It's getting
hate
too
her.
out of control.
Oh my God.
We
Dude.
need to reel it back.
God
This
save the
really
chat for
did
the
become
third
putting
time this
Lilith
evening.
on blast.
Bro.
It's
called a
I nearly
power
shot
bottom.
smoothie out of my nose at the about as soon as it was charging right now.
Dude. It's supposed to be power bottom, not bottom with power.
Yes.
That's a dom, honey.
Kaylee,
Exactly.
get away from my computer.
So sorry to ruin your day, Oni, but I remembered I had forgotten about that for a long time, and then all this like the tea coming out reminded me of how creepy she was for a while. It literally took both Emma and I going,
'Cause
that's kind of like we literally both to her said he's a little too young, don't you think? And then she finally, because she felt shamed by both of us, dropped it.
like the thing is, a crush is one thing, but that was not
It wasn't
a crush. That
she
was
just liked his accent.
that was she was.
I mean, I
gross
get my
about it.
accent's
Like,
pretty fucking fine, but like,
right?
I'm gonna take his innocence. You're gonna what?
I mean, which the only person who's taken my innocence is me, and I did that a long fucking time ago.
I mean, she only started being nice to me once she saw a picture of me.
She was not I think her attitude changed when she thought she could get money and a free place to live out of you. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like she.
I'm not like rich. I just
No,
get
you
don't gotta
super
be.
cheap rent.
You don't have to be. You're a really nice guy, and it's just she wants the rich life.
You a gold digger. Don't fucking sugarcoat it.
Who's a gold digger?
Oh.
I heard she
Laugh
wants
through
money.
the pain. Laugh through the pain.
Cry through it too if
Sure.
you have to. That's what I
Do
do.
both.
Makes
Both
sense.
at once.
Captain Bluebeard, slightly Bluebeard says, makes sense why she was defensive of Wolfbeard. She was creeping too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do the creep.
Speaking of which,
But me not wanting to date Wolfbeard means I am stuck up and have sky-high standards that are unreasonable and unfair. I go off. Let's see. So he basically started talking to her about how mean I was, this and that, deep in the riff. Meanwhile, he still had other elements to juggle, so the manipulation didn't end there. To make sure I didn't eventually catch on and talk sense into Lilith and finally make her understand the truth, he had to make me just as mad at her as she was with me. So any attempts of communication would cease. So that's when he started feeding select information and lies to Miss Piggy, whom I was still on fairly good terms with. He knew that she would pass the information along to me and that I'd automatically distrust anything that came from him, but would lend some consideration to Miss Piggy. He couldn't have me questioning too hard as exactly why Lilith was so irritated with me, so he planned ahead for this. Wolfbeard fed Miss Piggy information about the nature of Lilith's anger towards me. According to him, Lilith was livid with me for not giving Wolfbeard a chance in dating him. So this is where I had to alter it. I'm basically, in the story, I'm saying that he manipulated by lying and saying, no, that was actually what Lilith felt. It wasn't him saying this. This is actually what she felt. According to him. Yeah, so
Nice.
Lilith was livid at me for not giving him a chance in dating him. This made Miss Piggy furious. Even though they had called off the engagement, she still loved Wolfbeard, and the idea of Lilith, one of her least favorite people, spending a bunch of alone time with her beloved and seemingly trying to sabotage her desire to get back together with him by hooking him up with others, was maddening to her. And of course, this pisses me off a great deal as well, because I felt betrayed. I had told Lilith countless times how uncomfortable Wolfbeard made me, and to know she had been trying to go against my wishes and force me together with him behind my back was unthinkable. So by this point, Lilith and I were no longer speaking, and I didn't know if I could even consider her a friend. This much is true. Now that sorry, so you can chat. And by the way, y'all wouldn't know who Lilith was, so don't worry about it. You would not have met her.
Yeah.
Heard as much, but
Consider yourselves lucky.
Yeah, y'all wouldn't
Yeah.
have met this person. Um,
Look at a motherfucking Irish.
now that this vital task was out of the way, Wolfbeard moved on to the next step in Operation Acquire Goth Girlfriend 2.0. Knowing full well of Lilith's less than flattering thoughts on Miss Piggy, Miss Piggy's mutual dislike, he decided to use this to his advantage. He began to play a new and more intense angle for Pity. He began to tell Lilith that Miss Piggy had begun to physically abuse him. He said he was scared of her and couldn't stand living with her any longer. He did lie and say this. This is true.
He did.
He did say that she was beating up on him.
I can't imagine it even, because she, with what strength?
Well, Miss Piggy was also
She wouldn't
very
have.
meek. She didn't, like, she would much rather try to, like, cry and emotionally wound you than, like, actually strike out at him. If she actually had, I would have called her on it, like, but, he was just using more tools. And that's also the hard part when you have that's part of the danger of being a pathological liar, because if you lie about every single aspect in your life, it's going to be hard for me to know when you're lying and when you're not. But, where we go?
Worse than the case when they start to believe their own bullshit.
Yeah.
That's really just sad.
He began to play a new and more intense angle for Pity. He began to tell Lilith that Miss Piggy began to physically abuse him, and that he was scared of her and couldn't stand living with her any longer. But his only alternative was moving back with his also abusive parents, and because of this, he was going to need even more emotional support and time spent with Lilith than ever before if he was going to survive. Now, before y'all ask how the heck he managed to convince Lilith beyond a doubt that he was actually moving back home, let me tell you the depths of this psycho's plotting. He straight up packed up... This was true. This is true. I remember this. He straight up packed up a bunch of his stuff into boxes and had Lilith come help him move back to his parents' house while Miss Piggy was away at work. He deadass went through that much trouble for a lie. He actually pretended to be packing his stuff and moving out. He literally did this.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, let me recap all the puppet strings beginning to tangle for you. So, he had Lilith mad at me for bullying him, and me mad at Lilith for backstabbing me. And Miss Piggy was furious with Lilith about all the extra time they were spending together. To defuse the matter, he swore to Miss Piggy that he wasn't hanging out with Lilith anymore to respect her discomfort. Instead, he would lie to her every time he met up with Lilith, telling her that his dad called him to go back to work. It seemed the only one that hadn't been pulled into the madness was Doe. Well, Valor too, but she was mercifully back at the other side of the state for school and avoided the whole mess. Wolfbeard...
Thank God for Valor.
For once, school coming in clutch.
Right?
Wolfbeard didn't know how to begin going about manipulating Doe. She had no pre-standing biases or tensions for him to take advantage of, and she had remained pretty neutral in all of it and was still friends with everyone, because like you said, she just ignored everything.
Blank slate, baby! Yo! Yeah.
Leave me alone!
I was on that grind, you know? I was too busy working.
I gotta make
I didn't
money.
give a fuck. I don't know what I did with that money, but I had it. Damn, younger me.
Ultimately, you were actually integral in unraveling this because you were the one centerpiece that we all were talking to because of that neutrality.
I don't think I blocked out part of this, man. I really, like, legit, I've blocked out so many of these things. I kind of...
For the better, no doubt.
Like, I would go, this is the time frame I would go for walks for like 4 or 5 hours in the middle of the night and just zone out. I literally would yeet to life out of life.
Oh my god.
Association walks are the best.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Oh crap, I had a problem.
No, you just straight up ignored it. You was on your grind. You had a hustle. Like bottling that bullshit.
I already had to deal with the crazies. I wasn't dealing with it with my friends.
I had enough during the day. None of this bullshit too.
Right?
Respect the hustle, avoid the bullshit, just hustle.
Y'all
Only had a
crazy.
knife
Yeah.
pulled on you once, so
Respect. Work.
don't you
work
remember
Oh, that's right. The
Yeah.
night from when you were
the psycho?
Yeah.
Swear to God, if she had gotten me, she'd have been. I'd be in jail because she'd been dead.
Oh, oh. And
Listen, there was a very convenient second floor that I could have tossed her over. So no, if she had taken it out an eye like she had almost, I would have yeeted her and finished the job with the same freaking knife. I would have
Yeet and delete.
Yeet and
yeet and delete. Yes. But yeah.
deleted.
So, Wolfbeard decided to try playing both sides by telling telling Emma that Lilith was mad at me because I was being nasty to him, and that little innocent him couldn't understand why I was mad at Lilith when it was me being such a big meanie head after all. He also told her how much time he'd been spending with Lilith, and to not tell Miss Piggy because he knew she didn't like Lilith and didn't want to upset her. He had anticipated and planned for a lot, but he didn't think of one factor. Everyone he was speaking to separately, talking to each other and realizing it didn't add up. One evening, about 2 weeks after the tension started, Doe and I met up at Miss Piggy's to hang out. As much as I was disgusted by Wolfbeard, I had resigned myself to just accepting his presence at Miss Piggy's place. And other than sad looks, he had finally started leaving me alone again, while he was in the shower and Miss Piggy was cooking something on the one clear-up stovetop. Doe and I
God,
chatted.
we cleaned that. We did that. Swear to fucking God. We were the guests. We cleaned it. Sorry, I'm mad.
They not have an apartment fire.
God.
A
We
while
clean
into
that
the
shit
visit,
every time.
A while into the visit, Doe asked me why I was mad at Lilith. Since Wolfbeard had failed to come up with an explanation for this, I told her it was because Lilith had been trying to hook me up with Wolfbeard behind my back and had broken my trust. I was surprised to see Doe's baffled expression. She processed my answer for a bit. Wait, she was what? That's not what Wolfbeard told me. He said she was mad at you for trying to get a bunch of people to bully him and be nasty to him. What?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Let the unraveling begin.
I had very clearly deleted this from my brain.
You're like, why are you making me relive this?
Damn it. I'd clearly forgotten.
No! So at this point, that's when, I was like, okay, what the heck is going on? Because at this point, I had not yet realized that Lilith actually was trying to make me get together with him. So this was just the beginning of the threads pulling, and now I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? At this point, something smelled really fishy, and I cooled my anger at Lilith for a moment and realized that something was really off. But I knew one way to clear things up fully would be to talk about it. But if Wolfbeard had her convinced I was relentlessly abusing him, there'd be no way in hell she'd answer my call or even believe me, for that matter, without solid physical proof to show her. It was at this point that we began to brainstorm. Doe mentioned how Wolfbeard was planning on meeting with Lilith that night. Oh, shoot! I remember this!
It all comes flooding back in.
I remember this! Oh, I remember this. Okay, it's coming back. And that perhaps she could tag along and try to get a moment with Lilith that evening. However, at the mention of plans for the evening, Miss Piggy's radar finally sprung into action, pinging her rapidly into the living room. What do you mean Wolfbeard is meeting up with Lilith tonight? He told me he was done spending time with her. He's going in for an extra shift at work tonight so he can afford to take me out to a nice dinner. Miss Piggy cut in defensively.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Oh. Oh.
Remember we got that phone call?
Oh, God, yeah. I remember that, because she was so excited for that, and then there he was. Lying.
Fine.
Can't stand everything. God.
What, he actually took a shower? Well, he got in the shower. I don't think he actually washed, but he got in the shower.
He
The
likes
water
to
running-
see the steam.
Like the water running over your body, that's cleaning, right? Just letting the water cascade.
He did it to Brood.
Marinade, apparently.
Oh.
Incubate, you mean?
Oh, God, this is getting worse.
Cultivating the fungus in his armpit.
So, at this, the remaining missing pieces started to fall into place. Doe and I hatched a plan to ensnare the vile wolf in his den of lies. Upon realizing that Miss Piggy was also being told a different story, we decided to push her into action. We explained just how much time Wolfbeard had actually been spending with Lilith, and that he had been lying all along about going into work. It turned out he had been using this as an excuse quite a lot. She was livid, not with Wolfbeard, of course, but with Lilith. Those two just hated each other. With this little bit of prodding, Miss Piggy stormed off in a violent fervor. She charged into the bedroom and was out a moment later with Wolfbeard's cell phone in hand. Apparently, he was still in the shower and had left it on the bed. I'll always be amazed at Wolfbeard's ability to take longer showers than a woman but come out smelling like body odor and cheese. I suppose he must think water alone is enough and avoid actual soap.
Yes.
That's no.
Who's this man?
This was back in the day of flip phones, and before Wolfbeard was smart enough to password protect. In seconds, Miss Piggy was speeding through all his interactions with Lilith over the past 2 weeks. Apparently, he had listed her number as Jim, a work associate, but Miss Piggy had always been a bit suspicious since it seemed like Wolfbeard was spending a whole lot of time talking with Jim, always with a dreamy expression no less. As she scrolled, she turned deeper and darker shades of fuchsia. Unable to stop herself, Doe and I chose not to intervene. Miss Piggy sent her own message to Lilith, given the length and feverish speed at which she typed, we assumed it was less than pleasant. In short, she called Lilith a homewrecker and demanded her to leave Wolfbeard alone, that they were working things out, and he loved her. Moments later, Lilith responded. Now it was her turn to be angry. She called Miss Piggy abusive and said that Wolfbeard hated her and even told her so, and that's why he moved out and never wanted to see her again. Miss Piggy about lost her mind at this. She assured Lilith that Wolfbeard was not only still living with her, but was also still intimate with her. In turn, Lilith called her a liar and said that she had helped Wolfbeard move out, so she knew for a fact he was done with her. This was the last straw for poor Miss Piggy. Not only was Lilith saying things that conflicted with the story she desperately clung to, but she claimed to have been in her home despite Miss Piggy forbidding it. Unable to restrain herself, Miss Piggy pulled a power move. Crashing back into the bedroom, Miss Piggy then took a picture of the bathroom, showcasing Wolfbeard's filthy, discarded clothes, his toiletries on the counter, and of course his grotesque silhouette behind the shower curtain in plain view. She then proceeded to send it to Lilith, jabbing, "Does this look moved out and avoiding me to you? He's naked in my house right now."
Oh.
It's not something to be proud of, honey.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
that's a weird
really
flex.
That's an image I don't want to conjure.
That's not even a flex, bro.
That's a cringe.
That hurts.
Flexing my cringe muscles right now, real hard.
Very good. Never do it again.
Oh, God.
Please.
However, all this commotion finally caught Wolfbeard's attention. After hurriedly exiting the shower and dressing himself in a fresh wolf-themed t-shirt, he spotted Miss Piggy with his phone. At this, he went ballistic. He grabbed her by the shoulders and screamed in her face. I genuinely thought he was going to hit her when he went to raise his hand, but remembering Doe and I being present, he settled for punching the door and howling with rage. I remember he did actually punch that friggin' door. This, I predictably yanked Miss Piggy away from him and prepared to throw down if he tried anything, but before it could escalate to that, his phone began to ring. Seeing it was Lilith's number, he was fast to answer and tear off into the bedroom, slamming the door behind him. Despite this, we could hear everything loud and clear. He put on his most pathetic voice and begged for a chance to explain himself, but at that point it was too late. Lilith had finally put the pieces back together and was beyond forgiveness. We could hear her screaming through the speaker clear from the other side of the door. She shouted that if he could so easily lie about his supposed abuse of Miss Piggy, he could easily lie to her about all the other abuse, and anyone lying about that kind of attention was just not okay. I couldn't hear it all.
That's funny coming from her.
Right?
I couldn't hear it
Oh.
all because the seemingly endless onslaught sort of merged together from the distance where I stood, but I heard enough to know Wolfbeard would not so easily recover. Terms like disgusting, hideous, repulsive, pathetic rebounded through the air as if telepathically responding to my mental "finish him" as she went in for the kill. The reason women don't want to date you isn't because they're cruel and picking on you, Wolfbeard. You're a disgusting, arrogant liar that's so truly worthless he has to make stuff up to get scraps of pity attention. You constantly salivate over women way outside of your league, but you're a gross slob that's not even a 3 out of 10 on a generous day. No beautiful woman will ever love you because you're disgusting both inside and out. You might as well stay with Miss Piggy, since that's about all you'll ever get. It's a bit ironic. It's a bit ironic how it's fine when he's like being gross and dishonest with me. It's totally fine. She'd defend him. But the second he lied to her about one thing, oh, it's over.
Yep.
You're unforgivable.
Well,
Okay.
Only her. Only she's
her.
allowed to.
Yep.
Don't you know?
Just
Once
dumb,
it becomes personal.
very egotistic.
So that was basically, in the days that followed, it was kind of like word got around at that point. Because there had been a rift where half the people were mad at me because Lilith had convinced them that I was being a snob, and then half the people were mad at him for being gross. But at this point, because he had upset her, now she was like, actually, no, she's not being a snob, he really is gross. And then he was pretty much excommunicated from, like, all our mutual friend groups. Which, he had pressured me into adding him in the first place. Like, nobody really wanted to talk to him. Just like that. He was instantaneously ghosted by just about every contact he previously had. Harsh as it may be, I don't pity him. He brought along his own downfall. Besides, aren't werewolves supposed to be solitary creatures? Poor fool should have sided with the bloodsuckers. At least they have elaborate underworld societies and covens. Anyways.
One more shot to fire.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Got the tick.
yeah, that was
the saga.
the majority of it. Is after that, it sort of it was all downhill from there for him, and he was just like perma-banned from the group. And honestly, even after that, like in the story, I made it sound like just a couple days later, I like met up with Lilith and like we made up and we're friends. I actually was still mad at her because I found out that she had been mad at me for not dating him and she had been trying to manipulate me into dating him. So I probably went another 2 weeks at least without talking to her after all of this came out. And then she finally convinced me to meet up with her and talk it through because I am weak with I do not have the ability to hold a grudge, especially with someone that I've got like this weird abusive power dynamic with. I cannot stay mad for a long period of time. And enough time had passed and she love bombed hard enough that I was like, okay, fine. Because she was literally like, I was a garbage friend, I was awful to you, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again, I realized it. And dumb old me was like, okay, I'll give her a chance to meet up and talk. And literally when we got in person, she didn't actually apologize. She just hugged me and cried, and I'm wake for that stuff. And I let it go, and I was like, okay, well, he's out of our lives now, so I guess this is fine.
Everyone wins, kind of.
So, that's the saga.
So, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, how traumatized are you on a scale of 1 through therapy?
Disassociation.
Very good.
I meant
Method of
drunken
choice.
dissociation.
See, it's funny because you will realize very quickly when you remove toxic people from your life how much more peaceful your life becomes. Because it was momentarily more peaceful when I removed Wolfbeard from my life, and shortly after I removed Miss Piggy from my life, so they were gone and it got more peaceful. However, Lilith was still there. She was the common thread, and I continued to have stress and turmoil for the years that followed. It literally wasn't until a couple years ago that I finally cut her out of my life, and wouldn't you know, I don't have any more fun drama stories like this. I just live a normal life. What?
Nope.
Great.
The worst thing is me coming home bitching about people. this jackass did today. You wouldn't believe.
It's just, I got so used to, for like the past decade, living in constant stress and turmoil. And like, little did I know removing the source of it would just like all of it evaporates.
It's beautiful.
Glorious.
Lacey
Smell
says,
him
therapy, please.
Wendy says therapy for life.
Ooh,
That's why
my
there's
God.
content creators.
Well, I would like to thank
Yeah.
each and every one of you who made it all the way through the Wolfbeard saga, because that was a lot.
It was.
A lot.
Yeah.
Y'all are tough as nails. You made it through. Also,
Somehow, someway.
sorry if I
Oh, we peeked
mispronounced
out a while, too.
this. Either Sturbin or Sterbin says, I love your videos and music. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. I'm just like emotionally recovering. Okay, now that story is told, that saga is done. I feel like the only other story I might share is the Ballad of the Hot One. Because that one's just
I
funny.
wanted the hot one.
I
Oh,
wanted
the
the
hot
hot
one story.
And that's because that one's a much more light-hearted one. I'll have to share that another time.
I think
Dude.
that's what everyone could need.
I remember during SakuraCon we passed Wolfbeard one of those times when he was just sitting on the ground and he like stared up at you like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
Oh god,
And
no,
we
don't
were like,
remind me!
no.
I was gonna say,
We
wasn't
just
that
kinda-
technically where the Wolfbeard saga started?
Huh?
Wasn't that technically where it like kind of like tangentially either started or continued somewhere? Like you met up at a con?
No, I met him because that was Miss Piggy. I was reconnecting an old friendship with her, and that I found out she was engaged to him because he was living with her.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was a
met
tangential
him.
continuation.
and
This was like mid all this stuff happening. It was just one of the things that I had repressed enough that I forgot to put in the saga.
Oops.
the Ballad of the
You know, and the most tragic thing, ever since that year, I never saw that Pyramid Head cosplayer again. I've never seen him
Oh.
again, and I'm so mad.
Yeah, he was so good too.
You tried Instagram.
This was before the days of Instagram.
I suppose you never saw the dude's face.
Mm-mm.
Shit.
That doesn't help either.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if you can identify him from his abs alone, go with that.
Godly.
Like a modern Cinderella story. I love it.
It was was just a really, really good Pyramid Head cosplayer, like the Bogeyman version, where he's got just the skirt, and he's got, like, a bare torso, and he was ripped as hell.
Ooh.
God, he worked.
And his costume was super
I worked
accurate. It
out.
looked really high quality.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It looked like you ripped him right out of the game, and then I'm like, I need a picture with that man. And then, lo and behold, who comes rumbly-tumbly rolling right into the photo? Oh, I see we're taking photos with Pyramid Heads. Don't mind if I do.
No.
Please don't.
Must be
Pyramid
solid
Head.
titanium under there.
Oh, no!
Oh, you are. I'm coming to you.
Before
Chase
Wolf
says
had
they
got
want
out
to
of
go
this,
as
I was having
Wolfbeard for
some
Halloween this year.
Oh, you'll get arrested immediately.
I love that. Yeah. No, you'll get it.
Oh no! What if Miss Piggy
You-
really was a clairvoyant and that Pyramid Head was the European man I was supposed to elope with, and Wolfbeard ruined my future?
One
dare you
future for
wait for
another, am I right?
This wolf just turned feral. Can we go hunting?
We went down the dark timeline.
If he happens to get shot, if he
God.
happens to get shot in the woods, be like, oh, we thought he was a wolf. He was howling and running towards us. I just so
Right?
happened to have my hunting rifle ready.
And Miss Piggy, she used that dream stuff a lot too, because she did that back in high school.
Really?
Yeah. Remember,
Oh,
like,
that's right. That's right.
Corey didn't mean it, but she freaking did. Like, they bullied me out of the. I had two best friends in high school. It was Miss Piggy, and a lovely girl, Corey. And they would have dreams of this universe that all three of us were in. And they would interact and blah blah blah.
'Cause she was a super
And they would tell
clairvoyant
me-
psychic.
Yeah, and they would tell me as soon as we got to school the next day, and I'd be like, why don't I know about this? And like, well, you're just not dreaming hard enough about it, and blah blah blah. Come to find out, they would just talk a lot, and they made up this fucking story, and would make this stuff up. And it felt like bullying and excluding
So
to
did
me,
Corey
like legit.
know that? Like, did she know it was a game and like didn't think you were in on it or something?
No, I think they only added me into that story because I was excluded at first, but I think she was the one who was like, no, let's bring her into it. But I think Miss Piggy had a thing where she didn't want to explain that fact to me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
The fact that
she
they
had
made it up.
gotten Probably.
She went
Oh yeah, continue.
full. She probably went the full anime, the full. She fed into her own fantasy. You know what I mean? Where no, we really are doing this, and I think Corey was like, okay, not quite, but let's include her and be friends. But I think she fed into it, and it really, I felt really bullied.
I feel like
After.
I feel like with Wolfbeard and his need to pretend to their need to play the game of pretending that he was a werewolf, I feel like she needed to feel like she actually was psychic, and having you believe she was fed her delusion.
Yeah, and it just upset me. I wasn't happy about nothing.
No, that's
That was just mean.
they...
Teenager, you know what I mean? I legit I tried to believe, and I was like, I'm not getting nothing. Now that I'm older, it's that's ignorant.
Well, and the
Ah,
fact
shit. I
that
should've seen
she
that.
blamed it on you, I guess you're not psychically dreaming hard enough.
Yeah, she literally did that. And it
Wow.
made me so mad when I found out later, because she who did I find? I found out from one of them. No, I think Corey told me. She was like, no, yeah, we made that up. And I think Miss Piggy kept on trucking, had to believe the story.
Oh my god.
And it was stupid. It involved Naruto and all that sort of stuff. And I
Oh
was
no.
First off, I didn't exactly want it. Like, I didn't want to be in that quote unquote universe. I just wanted to be included.
Yeah, it was
You know
more
what I mean?
so your other two close friends had something fun that they were talking about, and you wanted to be included.
Exactly, because I still don't care about Naruto. It was so dumb, and she was so obsessed with Gaara because you.
It's because when I was in middle school, I was obsessed with Gaara, and then I got out of that phase, and she was still really into it, so I gave her all my old Gaara stuff because I'm like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Oh, and she treasured that shit too. She would every time I went over to her house, she'd be like, "Look at my stuff," and I'm like, "You still have that?"
I had this gourd, like his gourd was like a necklace. I gave that to her, and I had a plushie of him, which I also gave to her because I was like, literally, I was going into new animes, and I'm like, I'm not into this anymore. You can have him.
Right? Be gone, thought.
I just was over it because I'm like, nah, I'm not into Naruto stuff anymore. God, what was I getting into after Naruto? I don't even remember. Was that when the Hey Talia stuff started?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it wasn't. And then you just got to research into that. Just
I had an edgy type because it went from Gaara to Russia and Hetalia.
always like America.
Oh,
It's always about America.
America. Fuck yeah.
But I didn't stay in the Hetalia fandom long because it got really cringy and toxic, so I bounced out of there after like a year or less.
Yeah, it didn't last long. I don't think.
It didn't.
Like,
Sorry, Florian's guy says,
Sorry, I'm
poor
listening.
Gaara abandoned.
I mean, if I remember the anime, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yep.
Oh, man. Looking back at middle school, high school, and... Okay, but no, like, very recently I've been getting bombarded on YouTube with all this Hetalia stuff, and I'm like, what is going on? Is there a resurgence? So, like, finally, curiosity killed the cat. I searched, because back when I was in, there was no dub in existence, it was just a sub. So I'm like, oh, it's dubbed now. So I watched a couple episodes, and I actually, like, ugly laughed. They took the creative freedom that Ghost Stories did in their dub.
Oh,
It is so
yeah.
freaking funny. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I literally want to buy this.
Did they literally just unleash these voice actors and just let them wing it? Because it's so funny. I'm like, I don't remember the series being this funny. The dub is actually legitimately better. And that's, well, I mean, I guess the sub is better if you want the actual story of what, I guess, the plot was supposed to be. The dub says, I don't care about the plot, we're just gonna make you laugh.
And honestly, I feel like that's what Italia is supposed to be at the core. Just
Yeah.
laugh.
And it's clearly, from listening to the dub, it is not a children's show.
Oh
No.
boy, there's dark humor in there.
Some of that
My
stuff, I'm
favorite
like,
line.
did they just make a reference? Oh, God.
Oh no. Like,
Jesus Christ, what did they just say? Excuse me?
I have a present for you. not even gonna finish it just to be safe. Not even gonna, just to be safe, because like it's.
Well, no, okay. It was in the context of the quote of the thing that I was like, what the? It was like, Italy coming and going, Germany, I've got another present for you. And I was not prepared because literally the voice actor for Germany goes, it better not be another Jew. What did they just say? What?
Oh, no punches.
Did they just, okay. Okay. They're going there. They literally just, they went off with that dub. It is out of control and like...
Evidently.
You can't even say okay boomer to that because that was the boomers.
I mean, I can say it. Okay, boomer.
But like, I actually binged through the whole first 2 seasons, I think, of the dub, because they're really short episodes. The dub is so freaking fun. The dub feels like it belongs on Adult Swim, honestly. And it must have been dubbed fairly recently, because some of the stuff feels more topical.
Yeah.
Oh,
hello?
Hello?
Chaos.
Great
You
day.
mentioned Hetalia, Creepy shows up. I ain't gonna say there's a correlation.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Did you just say Italia?
We were talking about how I got bombarded by stuff related to it on YouTube just the last couple days, and I was like, what the hell, is something going on? And then I realized there's a dub for it out, so I watched the dub, and it's Ghost Stories level shit posting. They just, they're not even following the plot.
No! Are you serious?
They're not even following the plot, it's just pure madness, and it is the funniest thing. I lost my mind.
Baby want chaos! Baby want chaos!
They just unleashed those voice actors. So if you want the actual plot of the story, you have to watch the sub.
Fuck that.
But like, if you want voice actors channeling pure chaos, watch the dub. And they all use really incredibly thick accents.
And they're actually pretty good, except for Italy's first voice actor is pretty good, but
The
then they
first
change
voice
it.
actor, when they switched to the new voice actor, I don't like the new voice actor. It's because the first one was a little obnoxious, but the second voice actor clung to the worst parts. He goes too high-pitched, and he stays there. Like, the other one had some tenor to his voice, but this one, the new one, is just and it's like, shut up!
You speak no more.
JoJo characters and crushed exactly 1/2 of one of their balls.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I have watched the new dub, and I can say that it's Madam approved. Even if you didn't like ever watch the sub, don't even bother with the sub. Just watch the dub. It's funny.
Oh my god. That gives me a lot of hope.
Oh god, I was literally crying. I was laughing so hard at certain points, and I had to like rewind and hear things again because I'm like, did they just say that?
Also, hold on. I gotta go down the line real quick. Hold on. Maury? Maury?
Me? Me?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Hi.
You.
Yes. I go by so many different... Huh?
Arvok?
Oh, hi.
Mwah.
Aww.
Creepy? Taki?
You disgust me.
You don't
You
even
keep
fucking...
away.
Well, you don't even fucking deserve one, especially last time, so fuck you. I'm kidding. Come here and give me a big
No.
old kiss.
No. No means no.
Mwah.
No. Respect me.
Shut up.
No, don't touch me there.
I get the
This
window
is
capture.
my no
No,
square.
Lunar Square.
Junkle.
Boo boo.
Mwah. Oh shit.
Oh,
You gotta smooth
That one's for
that.
free. The rest will cost you $20.
Oh please, madam. Mwah. Oli.
Well, I'm just glad you're not Lilith.
There you go. You all got a big old kiss.
Aww. Thank you.
Now, time to smack you all with some fucked up memes. So,
Yeah.
That's kind of become the stream at this point, let's be honest.
oh my god.
Yeah, we
Oh,
passed
okay.
demonetized a long fucking time ago.
oh,
Yeah.
we're streaming. Oops.
Yeah, no worries. I probably won't even keep this one up on the channel, so this will be a special for people who got to see it live.
Okay, so time
Well.
to sing homophobic slurs. No, I'm kidding. No kidding. By the way, no one roast anyone. I'm gay. It's fine. Wait. You said you're streaming. That means there is only one reason why you'd be streaming.
Uh-oh.
Are you talking about Wolfbeard again?
We just finished the series. Finally, it's been ready for us. Okay, but listen, we were just setting up plans for maybe the next time I stream, doing a game of Dead by Daylight together.
Oh, that's scary.
Have it like a kill your friends match.
Me putting out my hand. Gimme, 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 gimme.
You know, another
It'd be
thing
so
we could
fun.
do with some of the old crew here is go back to the fort.
Oh my god, we need to find your son.
Oh, the forest.
Your
have to
son,
find
your
your
son is
son, Tucky.
missing.
This is my son's drawings.
We gotta go back
I
and
mean-
do that again.
Dude, I'm still saying, get off the island. You ain't got no kid anymore. You ain't got the ball and chain. Get out there. Rediscover yourself.
But his
Go to
son
a few
drew
gay
that
clubs.
picture for him.
Yeah, actually, I have been replaying that with a friend of mine, and we're like role playing through it. And he's constantly like, he's like, he's dead. It's like, he's not dead. Why do you keep on telling him his son's dead?
I think it would be a lot of fun to try and, when we're all able, every now and then try and play some games together. We could all independently stream on our own Twitches or whatever and just have a good time.
Oh yeah.
Me looking directly into the sun. Do you think I
What we need to do though is play Secret World Legends.
Oh my god. Is that
Yeah,
the
you're
game
welcome.
still going?
It still
Oh,
is.
boy,
They've
is
got
it.
new maps out now.
Servers are still live for that?
Look,
Last
I paid for Legacy.
You know-
I am still king on there. I swear to
Listen.
God.
All I can say is the only thing that I think we should all play is Raid of Shadow Legends. All right, everybody.
Oh my God.
Good night.
Did
I-
Thanks for
wait,
coming.
did I tell you
got
about
you
the time-
too.
No. Did I tell you like they actually
no.
offered to sponsor my channel?
Oh shit!
They got you.
Not
You
surprised.
did not. You did
No,
not.
I almost did it because I wanted to shit post. But then I saw the price they were offering me. I'm like, fuck that. Like, no. I'm
How
worth-
much?
They only offered me $125. I was like, no. I'm
How
like,
that?
You're
No,
going to
it's
sell out
Everyone's
for how much?
advertising for them.
like, bitch, my
Left-
my left testicle is worth more. Thank you very much.
Hello, Raid.
Raid,
I'm ready to sell out.
I believe so.
Oh my God.
Listen, Taki. I'll pay you $100 not to frickin' do it.
No, they're
Oh.
paying $125. That's
Okay,
$25 more.
I will pay you $150.
I think at this
You know
point
what?
I should probably start wrapping the stream up. We can continue to chat in the call,
Wrap it up.
but I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I'm gonna wrap the stream up since we accomplished the goal of finishing Wolfbeard. But yeah, that said, for
Oh.
those in the chat still, yeah, we're talking about trying to figure out times to like play games. So if you want to hear this rowdy bunch of maniacs kill each other in games, that might happen sometime soon.
Everyone's doing the Among Us these days. We'll get on the Among Us.
I wanna play Dead by Daylight and get spooked.
I could totally
Time
play.
to sell out
I mean-
and do Among Us.
I mean, what you can also do, you can do VR chat and just go through horror worlds and cry.
That's true.
Oh, have you seen these people that keep on doing hide and seeks and they just keep on changing their character to either something stupidly meme-worthy or something actually scary?
No, that's what I do. There's an avatar that I go into where I can just stay in one place, but then I can actually move the avatar without literally moving the avatar. So the avatar stays in place, but then I can move it like right behind you and scare the shit out of you.
Oh, you have like your own camera.
Oh, there's
Like-
always phasmophobia too.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make another Discord link real quick because people are asking for it.
Look at us teasing the chat with what they could have on one of these future streams.
And maybe let's subscribe to the channel, besties.
Oh.
And come get this content here.
I thought you said something else creepy. I'm not.
No!
I have to agree with Drunkle though.
I know I said we went past demonetized, but that demonetized? Ooh.
No, we're going to suspension, and I'm not trying to get there.
Didn't say it. I wanted to, but I didn't.
Oh
Also,
yeah.
this video.
Okay, I just dropped the Discord link. That will be good for 30 minutes. So if y'all want to get in on the Discord, now's your shot. Jump in quick because that link does not last for long. It's also capped at 50 people, so... I don't
Also,
think
don't
so.
forget to
But
read the rules.
That's just to keep it from getting too crazy all at once. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this to a close real quick. So, I'm gonna hop out of the. Wait, no, I'll close it. What am I doing? Thank you. It's been a long day. Okay, it's been a day. Thank you so much for joining for the madness that has been the stream. Probably not gonna keep this video up because it got way off the rails, way longer, and it was a fun experience. So I'm glad y'all were here. Thank you again to everybody who hung out here. We have my friend Emma Dostremari on her social media. We have Yoshi or Arvok. We got the fabulous Creepy. We got Dark Meat Otaki, who also streams on Twitch.
And my OnlyFans.
Every time.
You get some nice feet pics.
Oh,
I
God.
got-
Okay. We got Drunkle Bacchus, and then we got Oni, aka he's baby.
The baby.
We all share custody and we all agree about it.
And we all
Throw
have
the
to
baby.
Only
from
do
Lilith,
do
okay.
do baby. Only do
Me,
baby.
am I the only one that's like, I'm willing to chuck the baby? Here we
Like,
go.
seriously, if anyone in chat wants to pick up a sitcom, hit us up. You got like 4 seasons at least. This is gold.
All right.
Oh,
Well, thank you for joining the stream. You guys are fantastic as always. I will catch